My name is Kit.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things, streaming The Penguin.
Penguin.
I left you a window there to do that.
Penguin. The penguin.
We've been planning this coverage for months, and Steve has been walking around the studio going, penguin.
Penguin.
The entire time. So now he gets to use it in context.
Yeah, I made that silly voice. The reason why I leaned so hard into it is I made that silly voice when discussing the penguin to Erica. And she's like, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Are you saying peen-ween? And I was like, I wasn't intending to, but I'm leaning into that now. Now I am.
For all future references, we'll be saying peen-ween. Peen-ween. With us today is a brand new guest host, Hatter. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. I love the opportunity to come and talk everything penguins. I love that. I love it.
It's the penguin. I'm the top guy. I'm the penguin, okay?
I am so excited that Hatter is in the studio with us right now. Like, listener, I've known Hatter for, gosh, how long has it been now? 14 years?
Yeah. Actually, 15, I think.
Fuck my face.
15 years, yeah.
We used to work at the movie theaters together, and I've been looking for an excuse to get him on the podcast for literal years, and I think you guys are going to love Hatter as much as I love Hatter.
Let's hope. I'm just kidding.
That's a lot of expectations to throw on. Like, oh, we hate him.
Oh, yeah. He fucking sucks. So it's okay.
Write in at streamingthingspod@gmail.com. Let us know what you think of Hatter.
Pause the episode right now. Like, based off first impressions, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Right in now.
First impressions are everything. If you've never listened to the show before, you are in for a treat, I hope. What we're going to be doing is talking about each individual episode of The Penguin, the newest show on HBO. It is an HBO show now, not a Max original. It was a rebranding.
Thank God.
They had confidence in it, baby.
Thank God.
We'll talk about our overall thoughts at the top of the show about each episode and then go in through a play-by-play, scene-by-scene recap. And then some fun little categories at the end. We'll talk about our top 3 favorite moments of each episode. Some Easter eggs and references to the Batman comics or games or other movies. And then our favorite performance of each episode. We'll each nominate our pick for that. And that will end each episode. So this release schedule is a little interesting.
Yeah.
September 19th is the first drop, which I think is a Thursday.
Yes.
After that, it will be every Sunday, like a normal prestige HBO show. So September 29th, I believe, is the second episode. And it'll be every Sunday after that. So
did they do that because that Kit Harington show is still
Industry
still on?
Kit Harington is a guest star on only season 3.
But
Steve?
But if you log on to Max, you would think it was his show because he's the icon, you know?
That's a Mahala show, okay?
Okay.
Mahala Harold.
I didn't even know that show had 3 seasons. This is news I'm learning in real time.
It's a good show.
I thought it was a brand new Kit Harington joint. I'm like, oh, good for him. I'm glad he's acting.
Season 3 is critically acclaimed, though. Yeah, I think it's probably that spot is currently taken up by Industry, but it's almost over. But anyway, I just wanted to let the listeners know you're probably listening to this late on a Thursday or maybe early on a Friday right now. But heretofore, no, that's incorrect. From now on, you'll be listening to this late Sundays or early Mondays. However, it depends on how much ambition you have to listen to the pod. Get to it quick.
Yeah, be ambitious. Don't rest on your laurels.
You got no ambition.
You got to have ambition. Come on.
Come on. Don't show me that.
Take it true.
If you, I hope you like these accents.
There are going to be a lot of them.
Probably going to stick around for a little bit. We can't really help ourselves. We drink a little bit of coffee. So what we're going to do is encourage you to go to patreon.com/streamingthings. And if you want extra content like this, actually probably a lot sillier, Game of Thrones coverage, random movies that the patrons pick, all kinds of stuff like that. Ad-free versions of these episodes, early drops, all kinds of stuff. Go to patreon.com/streamingthings and subscribe to support the show. Get all of those benefits. If you can't afford to, we totally understand. Life is fucked up right now, but you can rate and review the show wherever you're listening to this. That helps boost it in the algorithm, helps other people discover it, and that's equally helpful. And love you.
Yeah, get live show tickets if you haven't already.
2 weeks away-ish.
Yeah.
We are 2 weeks away from our first ever live performance in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's a real place, I swear to God.
I'm so tired.
At the Woodward Theater. And lots of fellow fiends and patrons are going to be there from all over the world, as far as Belgium.
Yeah.
To witness the shit show that will be this first ever Streaming Things live show.
Oh my God, I'm so
get your
excited.
tickets. But I'm really excited about this coverage, and I'll tell you why when it gets around to me. But Hatter, I'm curious, what is your history with the Batman franchise, or Penguin, if you will? And what was it like watching episode 1 of The Penguin on HBO?
Well, I've been in the movie industry for 17 years now. So I'm very familiar with everything Batman. I've seen them all. I've watched all the animated shows too. Like, I'm a huge fan since I've been a little kid, you know. Penguin is one of those top characters that, I mean, obviously you go back to 92 when Returns came out and Danny DeVito did that, and you've been wanting to see him again come back. That character and the way that it is portrayed in the Batman and now the Penguin it's different than what we were used to growing up. But I mean, it's what's needed. It's that modernized mob boss that he's always been that they really couldn't show back then. But Batman is one of those things that will go on forever. And
Batman Forever?
Yeah.
You might say?
Oh, Batman Forever. Yeah, it's a good one. But then it's just watching the portrayal of the character, the way it is done, and his actions and stuff, the way he does things. It's like snivelly and weaselly, but always has that outcome that's like, wow. Like, you did this little thing that changed this whole aspect of what you were going to do and everything. But history of Batman is, forever. Like Batman Forever.
Like Batman Forever?
Yes.
So you love Val Kilmer.
I love Val Kilmer.
It's also and Robin, you know?
And nipples
Yeah.
Batman, too.
Yeah.
I love the nipples that Schumacher put on.
I would say it begins.
Yeah. But what did you think of this show? I mean, first off, you like Matt Reeves, the Batman. Are you a fan of that movie?
I love Matt Reeves, the Batman. I was, as everyone, I would say, when I found out who they cast as Batman, I was like, maybe it'll be good because Robert Pattinson was, but he is absolutely fantastic. He did amazing things in that show. And then when you see Colin Farrell come out, which if you didn't know Colin Farrell was in that show, you would not have recognized him because of how well the makeup is amazing. Yeah. And his accent, his voice, the way he changes it. I was so excited when they announced the Penguin show because I feel like he was a character that was a little underutilized in the Batman movie, which I feel like they could have put in the promise. So I'm glad he got his own show. And so this first episode, after watching it, I was just blown away by his performance, his acting, and all the rest of the actors they brought in there together. They all complemented each other. And I feel like the rest of the series is just going to be amazing. And I hope that they do it justice because that first episode was a treat. And I want them to continue doing it the way they is.
Hell yeah. Home run.
Home run.
Man. Home run.
Home run. Grand slam. Ellie De La Cruz. Get it out of the park.
Sports. Steve, I'm curious.
Out of the park.
Where do you come from?
I too love basketball. No, so the Penguin, I really like the Matt Reeves, the Batman movie. I do think it would make a better short series on television than a movie per se, because I think that 3-hour runtime is too long. But if you because as you watch that movie, at the end of hour 1, you're like, that's the end of the first episode. At the end of hour 2, that would be the end of the second episode. You could break it up into 3 chunks. It would be a perfect little short, BBC style TV show, you know? But it's amazing. And to your point, Hatter, Colin Farrell as the Penguin was the most surprising performance out of it.
Definitely.
Everyone left the theater man, that was really good. Robert Pattinson was great. But man, I could have gone for 15 to 20 more minutes, or maybe even a whole season of television's worth of Colin Farrell's the Penguin. That was awesome. I love him. And I think you were actually the one who first pointed out to me that Colin Farrell was playing the Penguin, because that first teaser trailer for the Batman came out years ago and had that Underneath the Bridge song by Nirvana playing, one of the best
Something in the
trailers.
Way.
Something in the Way. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the name of the song. But one of the best movie trailers of all time. And then wow, who's the Penguin? And you're like, that's Colin Farrell. I'm like, fucking idiot. I know what Colin Farrell looks like. Okay.
Yeah. Handsome man.
Yeah. And then realizing that's incredible makeup work. I think by Mike Marino is the lead makeup specialist for that character. But So amazing. So I really wanted to see more because, like, whenever I think of the Batman movie, the first thing I think of is when the Penguin's being questioned by Batman and James Gordon, and they're like, "Look at this dead body." He's like, "Ah, come on, what are you showing me? Ah, come on, I want to see that." Ah, like he's just grossed out by a dead body. I just thought that was so funny.
It's grody.
Yeah, come
It's
on.
me scrolling Twitter every day.
Oh, what are you showing me?
Oh, come
on. I don't know why I went Arnold there.
Hey, I was gonna lean in. Come on.
I'm the Penguin now. But no, this episode. So I was really excited for the show coming out. I was kind of curious how they would handle it because, you know, the Penguin has never been like, at least to my knowledge, never really been like the focus character. I like how can they make a whole season's worth of television out of the Penguin, right? Who has traditionally been just kind of a, I don't know, like a B-list rogues gallery villain for Batman.
I think he's up there.
I mean, he's definitely like, but like A is like
who you got?
Obviously,
your Jokers.
You're talking about S tier though. If you're gonna do tiers.
Oh yeah, S tier would be Joker. You're right, but an A tier would be like a Two-Face.
I think Penguin's right there at least with Two-Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when
I'll concede.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at that with Two-Face, I mean, Penguin, Ivy, all them are on that A tier. They're
Like,
now, if you go like
we're not talking about Firefly here.
yeah, exactly.
We're not talking about
Hey, put some
Clayface.
respect. Whoa!
You know?
Put some respect on Clayface's name. All right, he could play all those villains. All
We're
right,
not talking about Kite Man right now.
hell yeah.
Clayface, to this day, still one of the only villains that ever scared me as a child, and still kind of irks me today.
It's horrifying
On that animated series. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of those things.
I can't wait for them to do a Clayface live action.
It's not going to be in Matt Reeves' universe.
Definitely.
I don't know. Never say never.
No, he came out of. Oh, we'll talk about it soon.
Okay. But yeah, so I was curious how they would do it. And when I sat down and watched this first episode, I was blown away. Like the first scene is such a great opening salvo of what the show has the potential to be. And then I'm so just fascinated by the individual character of the Penguin himself. Like I love how Colin Farrell plays him as this guy who's trying to be tough, but there's like a lot of insecurities to him, and he's very old school, and he's just this dude who's trying to make his way in the world, and he's just he's got a narrow mindset of what the world can be, but in his mind, like following that narrow mindset can lead him to bigger and greater and plum-colored cars. And like this first episode could be a short film of itself. Like you just make like, this is a little short film. Yeah. It's an hour long and it would be perfect. Like just the way it ends was such a good, satisfying ending, but it could lead to even more that I'm excited for. And holy shit, I was surprised at how funny it was. Yeah. Because when you think Matt Reeves, the Batman, you don't think, haha, jokes. It's dour and grim. And so just that first time when he like, I forget what the first thing was, but there's one line that like I was cackling. I think it was the sunrise line where you think he's gonna
shut the fuck up,
kill Victor. He's like, shut the fuck up. I actually really do want to watch the sunrise. Like I was fucking dying, or sunset. I can't tell.
It's a sunrise.
But then the inclusion of Kristen Milioti, who also is absolutely incredible in this episode. And I'm so excited to see what how they kind of go into that Sophia character even more. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. Oh yeah. And I love Palm Springs. So when she popped up on screen, I'm like, oh, this is her from Palm Springs. Did she get out of the time loop? And is she like, am I crazy? Like when he was like, oh, I didn't know you got back from, and I was like, Palm Springs. You're in that time loop a lot.
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, go check out Palm Springs. Great movie. But I love this episode. Kit.
I'm in, man. I loved it. I'm obsessed. I love it. Long time Batman fan, right? I almost said aficionado, but that's not true. I don't have enough prep time, really, to call that award. But I'm obsessed with Batman. I got Batman. I don't know if you can see it on camera here. I got Batman tattoos all over my body. Got a little Joker, a little Harley. Big fan, right? Matt Reeves Batman. Obsessed. Watched that movie 10 times. Michael Giacchino's score, which gets carried into this show.
Such a good score.
So great, right? Yeah. And the interesting thing about, I think, the Reeves approach to this character is, you had Christopher Nolan in the early 2000s, or early 2010s.
Late 2000s.
Doing this thing that was very grounded with the character, that was received very well initially, but people kind of scoff at it nowadays. At least on like film Twitter, right? Like just lean into it. It's fucking Batman. Like get silly with it, right?
You want to get nuts?
You want to get nuts? Let's get fucking nuts. Now, arguably Matt Reeves is doing an even more grounded approach than Nolan's universe. Which is why, and I love what they're doing. I think that we've gotten silly with Batman plenty. You've got the Tim Burton versions. You've got the Joel Schumacher versions.
The 1960s Batman.
Yes.
Adam West, silly as fuck, right? And then you've got all of the, animated canon where you can just get as silly and crazy as you want to. All these new shows. I don't know if you watched Caped Crusader that came out like a month ago.
I've not seen Caped Crusader yet.
It's kind of a Batman animated series coded revival with some different stuff.
Fun.
Great season of television, I think. Really like hardcore noir detective style Batman shit. But yeah, I think you got all of that if you want that. You got, and of course, droves and droves of comics.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy what they're doing. Matt Reeves has said that he wants Gotham to feel like a place in our worlds, like it's a city in our country somewhere, which is why I know we'll never get a Clayface or anything like that. And I like their take on the Penguin, the idea that he's got this like mangled club foot and a brace and he is forced to walk that way. And because people are mean, that's his nickname because he kind of waddles. Actually, he extremely waddles.
Yeah.
I love that idea of like, he's not a fucking half Penguin Danny DeVito guy. He's just, people are mean and he has a handicap. You know what I mean? That's why they call him the Penguin. He probably hates it.
You can tell that he hates it. I mean, when they called him in the Batman, but that I'm glad you brought up that waddle. Like I was so impressed with that waddle, that walk that he did, because it's obviously it's not natural for Colin to walk that way, but it looked natural on him when he was doing it in that suit, the makeup, and all that stuff, and just, I mean, he embodied that.
Yeah, he's got
Penguin,
incredible physicality.
Yeah,
he looks like somebody who's used to having to walk like that, but it like looks like a painful.
It does,
like,
so painful.
This is not fun
normal
to do. Yeah. In fact, like yesterday, I had to film a football game, so I was out. I was hot. I was wearing jeans, right? Because I don't like to get sunburned. My underwear got bunched up throughout the day.
Yeah, chafing.
Yeah, this has a point. And so I got chafed all down there, right? And so when I came home, I was doing that walk. That's how I walked into home last night. And Erica's like, why are you walking like the Penguin?
Because my Penguin's all rashy.
My Penguin is hurting.
I got you. I'm experiencing that right now. I don't know what it is, but I got a lot of powder down there. I'm talked up.
You got to talc up.
I'm trying.
Hashtag talc up.
And it's not working.
Hashtag talc up.
I've been chafing for days. I'm not going to lie. This podcast just became Chafecast.
You want to hear about a real Batman villain? It's called the Gooch, and he's down there in my pants, right?
He is, for some reason, sweaty
and raw.
And wriggling. But another thing about me, not only do I love a Batman, right? Not only do I read a lot of the comics, not so many that I would be impressive to like real comic fans, but plenty. Watch all the movies, all the animated stuff, all the animated shows. Love the Arkham games. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of crime thrillers.
Yes.
Oh, gangster movies. It is my favorite genre in the world. So when you tell me, hey, Kit, here's what we're going to do. HBO, why are you calling me? Just listen. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make The Sopranos, but with fucking Batman. You know? You like that? I'm like, yes, I'm erect. Oh my God. And then
chubbed out. Fully chubbed out
and
there.
Desist about that.
Cease and desist.
And we're like, we're going to stop the conversation. You made it weird. I fucking love what they're doing with this, rise to power, this criminal underworld that's experiencing this power vacuum now with the death of Carmine Falcone. And I also didn't expect, this is the last thing I'll say before we get into recap. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect it to like begin a couple of moments after the end of Matt Reeves' The Batman movie.
Yeah.
And I suspect it will carry us into the Batman 2 by the end of it.
Yeah, I really appreciated how it because spoilers for The Batman, because we kind of have to talk about how that.
Yeah, you
movie
got to watch
ends.
the movie before you can watch the show.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the movie, maybe go see the movie before you continue.
Definitely go watch the movie.
Before you watch The Penguin, for sure. But also
Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. Oh, you fucking kidding
so
me?
good.
Beautiful.
But we kind of can't talk about the show without talking about some elements of how The Batman ended. But like it ends. Okay, that's your spoiler alert. Get out. It ends with the Riddler sort of flooding half of Gotham, and so I love how they have it set up where the people most affected by that are the lower income people who maybe like are in like the quote unquote like lesser neighborhoods, like the neighborhoods that have hard times already are even worse because they're all flooded out.
Yeah, the East Side.
Yeah.
Where we're from, it's the West Side, but
So it'd be the West Side of Cincinnati. Got him. Got him. God, they would hate that shit. I'm not going to tell you what high school I went to. Fuck you. But I love how they're kind of making this sort of like a rich versus poor sort of story, because that's always something that I feel like could be addressed better in a lot of Batman properties. But I think the Penguin in the way...
Because Batman's a billionaire.
Yeah. And I feel like the Penguin in this story is a great way to kind of tell that sort of tension that would happen in Gotham. And there's a shot in the show where they're driving over an overpass, and the overpass is above a flooded neighborhood, and you just see the Penguin looking out. Let's call him Oz. He hates being called the Penguin. We see Oz looking out the window. He's like, look what that fucking guy did to this town. Like, and he's just disgusted
with what he did.
Yeah, here's a mob guy who's a criminal and kills people, but he's like, he did this to our town. Look what he did to all these people. How dare he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
That's the thing about mob guys, right? And I know that media has glorified, the mafia and what it's actually like to be a murderer.
Is that a child murderer? What is it? I'm a murderer.
Yeah, exactly.
I murder people all the time.
Exactly.
I murder you with blocks.
Movies have glorified it all, right? But I've always been fascinated with the code. It's not. You're not a serial killer. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe technically are, but you don't do it because you enjoy it. There's a practicality to it, right? Like in this episode when he's about to kill Victor, he seems genuinely pretty like, look, he's the smart play here, kid. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to
do.
And it does. If you think about it, it's like, why would he let him live? That's a really bad idea, right? So it's business. Like they're trying to survive. There's mob, like when we watched the Christian Slater, Dennis Hopper.
True Romance.
Jeez, I can't ever think of the title of that movie that I supposedly love. Christopher Walken's character, the lawyer, is like, I haven't killed a guy since 2004? It's been a long time. 94, 84?
The movie that came out in like 96 or whatever.
It doesn't matter. My point stands, right? Like they're not just killing willy-nilly. They just do what needs to be done. They're running businesses. And like you pointed out, many of them come from extreme poverty. And that's what I love about this iteration of Oz Cobb, as the show calls him, instead of Oswald Cobblepot, is that he's just this kid who was born with a disability in a lower income neighborhood who has like a crazy Livia from Sopranos type mom who's been encouraging him to better himself and survive.
Macabre.
Yeah, pretty much calling him a piece of shit.
You a pussy boy.
Yeah, you a pussy boy. Are you a pussy boy?
We'll get there because I lost it. So, and he's just doing his best to like be respected by people who were born into generational wealth, So it's kind of like, I'm rooting for the guy.
Yeah.
Fuck these people, even though
they don't know what they have.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoy that aspect of it. And I can't wait to get into it. I mean, so many good performances. I was shocked to see Clancy Brown pop up.
Yeah, Clancy Brown's so awesome.
I never would have envisioned Clancy Brown as Maroney, though,
You would never.
Of course, we got Eric Roberts, I think, as Maroney back in the Nolan verse. So,
but Eric Roberts has that face, though.
Yeah, he's got a Maroney.
If you weren't a mob guy, I'd punch you. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm Maroney.
Yeah, I'm a Maroney. I'm Eric Roberts.
I'm Julia Roberts' brother.
Yep.
But let's get into the meat. We're kind of all over the place. I love Batman. That's all I was trying to say. I love Batman. It starts off.
That guy in Batman and Robin when Batman breaks the ceiling and goes, Batman, yay!
Who's the bat? It's the bat. Michael Giacchino's score opens the show wide open right away. We got Penguin overlooking Gotham as these news anchors recount the events of the end of The Batman, the movie, right? Crown Point and other poor neighborhoods of Gotham are the ones most affected by the flooding, but also crime is increasing at a drastic rate because of the chaos wrought by the Riddler in that movie. Mm-hmm. We're also dealing with the fallout of the murder of Carmine Falcone, leader of the biggest crime family in Gotham.
My biggest note on here is like, I love how the news is reporting on crime families like they're the Kardashians. Like, who's going to take over their criminal empire? Find out at 11.
Probably Alberto, who's looking snazzy in this leather jumper. It was interesting to me too that like it's just so accepted. But you know, that's kind of a thing. People know about figureheads. Mm-hmm. Just because you know they're up to no good doesn't mean you can like prove it in court. You know, especially if you own the judges and stuff.
It's still funny to hear the like journalists and news anchors go like, is he going to take over the crime family? We'll have to find out. Next it's weather.
Not like, oh, is this going to be over for the crime family? Let's move on and be a good people. No, who's going to take over the crime family and continue to push us down?
I think the only way it would be weird to me if it was like a The Voice situation and they were like, there was a reality show about who would lead the crime family.
Oh, that's definitely gonna. We're a couple years away from that.
Like Love Island, but like Crime Island or something. You know, where they try to find the new mob boss.
But
yeah, and it's important to understand.
Tell me I gotta fuck someone to be the crime family.
Okay, forget about it.
Oh, I gotta be fucked. Oh,
if circumstances were different,
I gotta do what I gotta do.
It's important for you to understand that there's two main crime families in Gotham: the Maronis and the Falcones. Falcones have kind of won that war. And in this universe, Carmine Falcone was an FBI informant. That was revealed at the end of the Batman movie. And then he was murdered, right? So that's where things stand with the business. Also, nobody smokes crack or does coke. They all do drops in Gotham.
I couldn't do drops.
You don't like putting eye drops in? No Visine kind of? Andy uses Visine a lot. He would probably love drops. Bing, bang, boom.
I have an eye thing. I couldn't do it. It's the greatest high you ever had. No, man, I can't.
No,
sorry.
Well, here, I'll say that you don't smoke crack or snort coke either. So you're kind of,
I mean,
that's true. I guess.
You've really had no ambition when it comes to drugs ever.
What you're saying is I have to have ambition.
Yeah, exactly. You got to build that ambition.
You got to work my way up the ladder.
Come on, man.
Start with Visine, and then we'll work your way up.
I'll just
Visine is the first step. Then meth.
Straight to meth after Visine.
Yeah. Well, the meth will make everything else easier. But it makes the real meth of things, really.
Quit meth
over time. So we've got the Penguin and his purple Maserati. Well, his plum Maserati. Whipping through town. He goes into Carmine's spot. He's got a loft apartment there. This is Penguin's Club. We saw that in the movie.
It's above
but Carmine hangs out in his own little exclusive area at the top.
Such a cool loft.
I know.
Like I get why you wanted to go in there. Like that window.
Yeah, that window's so dope.
Like if I was doing crime and I wanted to kind of oversee my works, I need a window like that.
Yeah.
It's like the circle window in The Crow.
Oh,
where Brandon Lee like swings out of it and stuff at the end, you know. Anyway, that's for me, I guess. Big Crow fan here.
It's like the circle window for Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's true. Also Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Becomes the symbol of their people.
Mm-hmm. Caesar is home.
That's right.
Caesar's home.
Right. Apes together strong. I just want to point that out. But he brings a sledgehammer and he breaks into like the secret stash in Falcone's old spot.
He's got a sledgy.
And inside, what's in there? All kinds of like what's it called when you have like a book that has just like debts and stuff? It's like QuickBooks.
Like a black book?
No, it's like a, not inventory. There's a word for that.
Ledger?
Sure.
Ledger.
Yeah, he finds like a ledger, all kinds of photos of politicians and other people, you know.
Yeah, it's blackmail material.
Yeah.
Blackmail stuff, you know, and jewels as well.
Got some sexy photos, and he's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them good with these sexy photos.
I'm going to take this and put this in my special folder.
Mm-hmm. My pouch.
I'm going to tuck it right into my front of my belt.
My folder called Ma Don't Look.
I'm going to take this and I'm going to sit on it so the storm doesn't get it. That's what Penguin.
Oh no, the storm took my folder. It's happened to all of us.
That's what penguins do,
A storm
right?
comes in and there goes a whole month's worth of supply.
Protect your
Lost
porn.
the time.
Protect your porn. But
It
Alberto,
belongs to the storm now.
Alberto interrupts. He's in town. Daddy's dead. He's going to take over the empire.
Daddy.
I love what this show does to show how quickly Oz thinks
On his feet.
on his feet. Even though one of his feet not doing so hot. He's very,
God damn it.
He's very quick at thinking on him. So already he's like caught red-handed. He broke into his dad's apartment. He's robbing him.
He's got a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Alberto, glad you're here. Saves me the trip. I was bringing you all these jewels and stuff. That's, savages in this town. They were going to steal them.
Tip for anybody out there. If you walk into a room and surprise somebody with a sledgehammer, nothing good is going to come from that.
That is not a key for a safe. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, hey.
I just found the key to the safe here. I'm just going to use it to get you the jewels.
Oh, what? Silly me. This is a sledgy.
Oh,
This isn't a key.
not the key.
Stupid.
Stupid.
I wasn't thinking with the water and the flood. I don't know, man. It was the fumes.
It took my porn. You've been there.
I was sitting on it. Well, good thing he didn't find him hitting the thing, He's kind of rifling through stuff.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, oh, good, you're here. I got this for you, buddy.
You're the new king of the city. You got big shoes to fill. Manageable shoes. You can do it.
Like some really nice airbirds.
My shoes, not easy.
Or all birds. I got the brand wrong.
I'm a penguin. But anyway, he's got, he tells him, hey, we got a stash in the loft if you need a hit, right? So it's already alluding to the fact that he's an addict. And then he convinces him to get drunk at least. He's supposed to be on the wagon. He's got some big plan to carry out. We'll find out soon what that is. And then Oswald is so subtly manipulative.
Yeah, booze don't count.
Yeah,
Booze don't count.
Booze don't count. And he knows 100% it counts. He's trying to get him fucked up and give him some drops and stuff. Keep him off his feet, unawares. And that's the thing about the penguin. Everyone always underestimates him. And that's how he's been able to survive.
Weasel his way through.
Yeah. I was going to say waddle around behind people's back.
You did the...
But I was like, is that inappropriate? And then I was like, he's not real. And like all that happened in my head at the same time. So then they're sitting there drinking some bourbon or some boybin, as they would call it. And he asked him, what's this new deal that you're working on? Because, Alberto said he was going to revolutionize the drug industry, essentially.
You going to change the formula?
It's called OxyContin. And we're going to tell him it's non-addictive.
Do you know the Sackler family? They got a new formula ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Oxypurdue. Anyway,
Oxypurdue.
I'm not gonna get in it with you. It's a whole plan we got doctors prescribing it. And then I'm gonna have the guy who played Batman play me in the show about it. Because he was in that OxyContin show, Michael. It doesn't matter. So now he's doing the drops he said he wouldn't do. Because that's what happens when you drink a little booze, but you really like to smoke crack. After a couple beers, you're like, hey, a little crack wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
in fact, I think a little crack would make everything better for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's why you should really not even do Visine.
That's right.
Yeah. Slippery slope.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway drop.
Yeah, it's a gateway drop.
And then Alberto wants to invent a new drug, but we can't tell anybody yet. Don't tell VT, right? And then he gives Penguin he's very condescending, right? And what you don't want to do is condescend to Oscobb. That's what you don't want to do. He gives Penguin a necklace. Good looking guy like you. I'm sure you got a girl to give it to.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You fucking loser. And Oz is taking it. He gets shit on a lot. He's used to being shit on. He's just taking it. And he tries to, he's like, hey, Pops always knew you were a good soldier.
But a dirty one.
A dirty soldier. A rotten soldier. A good time boy. A sweet cheese.
Sweet cheese.
Skimming some off the top.
Yeah, we knew you were stealing a little bit, but just a little bit. And we let you do it because it makes you feel good. And then you get shit done, right? Pops was a master of the carrot and the stick, And he's wearing Maroney's ring. His dad's old ring.
His Super Bowl ring?
Yeah, that's when he tells him this was Maroney's ring, and who he got sent to Blackgate, which is the Gotham prison. And he basically flaunting his victory over the Maroney family all these years. And he asks Oz, do you think I can be as good as him? And so Oz opens up to him. Never do that. Never get vulnerable.
No.
Tells the story of Rex Calabrese, this local gangster from the town, the part of Gotham where Oz is from, that he always looked up to as a kid.
My neighborhood.
Yeah, the East Side.
He died He's still holding his cigar when he died. So the whole city or his little neighborhood threw a parade for Rex when he died. And then Alberto just laughs at him. You want me to be some small time asshole? Is that what you want?
Ooh.
Or wait,
I think that was
that's
the
what
drop.
you
I
want.
think that was the drops talking.
It was definitely the drops.
His reaction was so like, whoa, dude, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
he's definitely high.
Whoa,
Definitely high.
what are you doing?
And that was his undoing, right? He laughs. He laughs at him. People making a float of your dumb fucking face, you know?
Ooh.
And, then he ends it with, what a little bitch. Like, why would you do that? It's so disrespectful.
He just gave you drugs.
Yeah, he was being nice to you.
He gave you drugs.
But he's a little rich Nepo baby gangster.
Yeah.
He doesn't know shit about the streets. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's true, though.
Yeah, Oz, he knows the streets.
He does.
He knows the streets.
He waddled all up and down those streets.
You don't want to ball with Penguin.
You definitely do not. Bang, bang, bang. Shoots him. Were you guys shocked when he shot him?
I was so surprised, but then I felt watching it showed maybe a weakness of the Penguin.
You think so?
Yeah, that he can't control himself when he feels betrayed or feels somebody like made fun of him or something. It's a hint of a weakness though, because you got to be able to control yourself at all times.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
It was instinctual because he's not a little pussy boy.
That's true. The pussy boy is not a pussy boy.
That's right.
No, but I just felt it in that moment. I'm like, oh, I was totally shocked because I'm like, you just fucked up. Kind of.
Well, the first time I watched this, it didn't sink in. You know, when it shot him, I was like, like him. I love how he's like, by the way, spoiler alert, this might be my favorite moment of the episode. The title card drop.
Yeah.
With the violin. Ring, down.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this scene was so great. Like I had a very similar reaction to you, where as he tells a story, I'm like, oh man, Penguins open up, and then when that dude laughs, I'm like, man, I can't wait until like at some point in the season when that kid bites it. He's fucking annoying, and then he just murks him, and I was like, oh shit, that was awesome. And then just in real time, like, and Colin Farrell's performance is amazing because you could see him like, ha, you fucking asshole. Oh,
damn it.
You can just see his face like
so much
twist. Like,
trouble.
I'm going to get grounded. Yeah. Like I had the same emotions with him. Like, yeah, get him. Oh no. He a made man.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
He's the made man at this point.
He's got that Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, he just shot Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
Like, well, Nepo baby, shitty, dumb.
He didn't even Fredo kiss him beforehand.
Yeah. In this universe, Fredo got control of the family.
Yes.
And he just shot him. This is not okay, you know? I think it's so excellent. So it cuts to him.
I wasn't expecting, sorry to cut you off, but
No.
when I first started watching this episode, I was not expecting another season of television that Streaming Things would cover that has a lot to do with who owns the ring.
True.
We just got off Rings of Power.
This is a ring of power.
Yeah.
But how amazing of an introduction was that? Though,
It's fucking
to the
incredible.
show.
Yeah.
That was such an amazing introduction. You're like, okay, so you're going to start off the show like this?
And it's kind of
Okay.
it's got the humor, it's got the violence, it's got the tension, you know? Michael Giacchino's score. I'm fucking in.
The cinematography is gorgeous.
Just when I thought I was out, he pulled me back in. I never thought I was out. I was gonna anything Batman I meant. But still,
yeah, don't
if
lie.
I was out and I thought I was, he would have pulled me back in. But it cuts to him. He's rolling up the body. I like how he's like wearing a garbage bag and shit, like classic, like don't leave any evidence type shit. He this is a little silly. He like unlocks the phone with the kid's face.
Face ID.
Right, but it's not going to stay unlocked for 2 hours like it does in the show.
I just like to think the phone's in his pocket the whole time. He just keeps thumbing it so it doesn't lock like the whole day.
I would have liked to have seen, this is so dumb. I would have liked to have seen him unlock it and go in and change the settings to where it doesn't lock anymore or something.
Yeah, he probably did that.
Yeah, let's just assume that.
He's quick on his feet.
So this might be something for later in the show, but if you notice when he's first zipping up that bag and looking for stuff, he's got the black gloves on. And it just reminded me of homage to all the other penguins who wear the gloves on their hand, the black gloves. I was like, okay, there you go.
That is a little
Easter.
Yeah.
A little drop.
These hands are all leather, baby.
Yeah.
Black gloves.
That's right. That's good. That's a good point. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I do love how he gets the body in the bag and he starts to walk down the stairs and there's there's that beat where he looks down the stairs, and as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, dude, that's a lot of stairs. And he just fucking chucks him down the stairs.
I love it.
So I was like, yeah.
It's so good because then he's like struggling really badly, and then he remembers, oh yeah, fuck you. Like he's trying to be respectful or whatever. You know, it's such a good little touch. But then he's outside. He's got 2 little bags, probably the clothes he was wearing or something like that. Some other things he needs to get rid of evidence-wise. And he finds a bunch of kids stealing the rims off his Maserati. So he's like, hey, and he shoots at him.
His car. He's just shooting at his car.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not a very good shot. It's no big deal.
It can only hit people when they're 3 feet across from the table.
I mean, that's usually when you're a gangster, you're shooting them pretty close. And he corners one. And I love that. I'm obsessed with this show. So he meets this guy, this kid, Victor Aguilar. And he notices he's about to kill him when he realizes that Victor has a stutter. Now, Oz grew up with a disability, right? His whole life. So I think this stutter is meant to bring him closer to him. Like this is what kind of let him in his little penguin heart.
If he caught one of the other kids, he probably would have just killed him. But
It's definitely the one, the little snitch kid he catches later. He hates that kid.
Well, he humanized him for a second because you're like, he's getting ready to, he's going to blow this kid's face off. And then he starts to stutter and you're like, and he's like, hold on a second. What the fuck did you say? And then he's just like,
yeah, he's like amazed.
Yes, he's
the look
so
on
amazed,
his face.
and he's like, "Oh, so
he's like, oh, calm down, kid. Wow, you're embarrassing yourself.
Take a breath.
take a breath."
So he keeps his ID and he makes him help him carry the body to the trunk.
We're in this together now.
Hey, you and me, kid.
you killed him too.
I love. There's a line. He's like, "I'll murder you and anyone you care about. Feel better? I feel better." And he keeps making jokes like
that's
that.
That humor, that humor that Matt's threw in there, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So he's got Victor driving. You wanted to steal my car? Here you go. But it's because he needs to keep the gun on him. You can't drive and have a prisoner riding passenger. That's dangerous, right? So he's a smart guy. So he gets the time of the shipment.
Well, there's that shot where Victor's driving and he doesn't quite know what to do, and it keeps cutting to Colin
just
Farrell.
staring at him.
Just like,
He's studying him. He's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's a comedy beat, but a comedic beat. But at the same time, I feel like Penguin's like,
sinister.
what am I going to do? I guess I have to kill him. Like that's him thinking about all
what am I
that.
gonna do with this kid? I don't want to kill him, but I guess I got it.
Yeah. It makes it a smart play. So he gets the
I want
time.
to see a great sunrise though. that'd be nice.
If it works out scheduling wise. I don't know when we're going to get to the junkyard.
There could be traffic. I don't know.
That's right. We're running out of time. That's what he says. So then he gets the date and time of the shipment off of Alberto's phone and then breaks the phone in like a really comedic way.
The butt of the gun.
And you imagine like, as from Vic's point of view, it's like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. And then to your point, Hatter, his main flaw as a human being is the need to be respected, to be cool, because he grew up. We were all kids. I was like a chubby kid going through it, super poor, but like physically, no issues there. I can't imagine what Oz grew up with, like, and the trauma that gives him this need to impress people. But it's all shown in this one moment where, and it's silly, but he's like, check it, you like my air freshener? Smells good, doesn't it? Like, and that's why he has a purple Maserati.
Yeah.
Like
Aqua Paradise.
He has a
Aqua
need
Paradise
to impress. And like, you like my nice things? I'm doing pretty good, right? Like,
If
my mom probably loves me.
If they don't,
Don't you think?
definitely hug me every night.
If
Tell me
you-
I was her special boy.
If you smelled this air freshener, you would assume my mom loves me, right?
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 She definitely didn't find my porn stash labeled "Don't Look Ma."
I was sitting on it like a penguin to protect it.
The storm took it though. I will be so disappointed if they don't release a penguin licensed air freshener called Aqua Paradise,
Oh my God.
because I have to know. I gotta know what Aqua Paradise smells like.
What
is
is
it
fake
nice?
smelling right now? I bet it is. I don't like air freshener, like fake smells though. Me
Yeah.
personally, I like cologne, certain cologne, but like very subtly. And then like if I like people that use the plugins, my wife likes those plug-in
Yeah.
things. Hate them.
I remember
Gives me a headache.
I put those plugins in the old studio that one day, and you walked in, you're like, "Nope."
Oh, and I made you take them out. See, that's a real thing.
Get these things out of here. Get them out or I'm walking.
Get
See?
laser doesn't work under these circumstances.
I'm not a diva.
Where are my green M&Ms?
I like Pippin's farts, and that's it. It's the only thing I can deal with.
I'm cooking them up for you, sir.
So he finds out by reading his address on his license that they're both from the East Side. And he's like, you ever been to, what's that place down there? Buddy's? Yeah, Buddy's Corner Mart.
What high school you go to?
And you ever mix the flavors for a suicide?
He's like, no.
Well, you missed out. And he's like, well, but I'd like to.
I'd like to in the future.
In the future, do the mixed flavors thing. And then Penguin's like, yeah, whatever, turn left. Like in his head, he's like, well, you're not going to, you know? Definitely not going to happen.
Then the buddies don't open that early.
Yeah, that's right. It's not going to be, it's not open.
They don't open before the sunrise.
I'm going to kill you by the time they open. But so he takes him into a building and he's in like, there's a lot of hookers and stuff hanging out. Hey, Big Daddy. And that's when you see the leg brace going up the stairs.
You were too good at saying, hey, Big Daddy.
I've had a lot of jobs.
Like you said it and I was like, do I pay him?
You do. And he asks Eve for an alibi. It's like one of his favorite prostitutes, I suppose, right? You busy right now? You got clients? And she agrees that he will be there after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I love how what was she doing before 10, I wonder? Now I want to know.
Yeah, I'm sucking dick for money, I would imagine, Steve. Like she put somebody else there that couldn't corroborate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the way I took it.
I thought maybe she was at like Sunday school.
Get that late?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Maybe taking night classes at the local college.
Could be.
Local community, Gotham commute. I mean, I get it.
We support sex
Gotham
workers
commute.
on this show.
Yeah, let them work.
That's right.
Make your money, boo boo.
So then,
Safely and consensually.
Yeah.
yes. So then they go.
You don't want people to clip them like streaming things like human trafficking.
No, supporting sex workers does not imply anything nefarious. So they go get food, and then they burn the 2 little bags that he had, right? And they're eating these sandwiches. 2 pickles. I asked for extra pickles. They give me 2 pickles. What is regular pickles? 1 pickle?
I cracked up. I lost it when he said that.
And then Vic, who thinks he's
Do you guys do the extra pickles play on your burgers?
No, I never asked for extra, but I love pickles.
I do like pickles, but not extra.
What is like a normal amount of pickles for you?
At least 2.
At least
Okay,
2.
at least you. Okay,
Maybe 3 if I'm feeling real.
I would say extra pickles would
if you're
be
nasty.
If I'm nasty, 3 pickles.
extra pickles would definitely be 4 to 6. I'm with Oz on this
Okay,
one.
I don't eat pickles, so like I was like, what is the normal amount of pickles? So I
So
didn't
you're
know.
just
I was
total
uneducated.
Pickle, you're pickle ignorant.
Yeah, I'm pignant. I'm poignant.
So then Vic, who remember thinks he's gonna die at any moment. I love this dynamic. Do you want my pickles? No, I don't want your dirty little mouth pickles. God, Jesus Christ, kid. Like, I love that he gets so like, holy shit, what a terrible idea.
And then you see Vic sitting there as they're eating, and he's just holding his sandwich because he's too afraid to eat it. Because he's like, how am I going to eat this? Because he's going to kill me later. That's in his
really
mind.
slowly.
Yeah, he's just like,
Do you want my pickles?
you want my pickle?
I want you dirty little mouth pickles, kid. Jesus Christ.
Wash your hands.
God, that was so funny.
And there's a big
COVID teaches nothing.
There's a big pile of rims sitting next to him. So he's like, you could have just came here and loaded up and that, but no goddamn ambition. You got $1 in your wallet, kid. Come on, you got to think bigger than that. So he's like, he's
love how
already
he
like
said,
a
like,
father figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That line he said, like, you got $1 in your wallet. Can you afford to think that small?
Yeah, that was a great line.
Can't. But I would also argue a couple $100 is more than $1 that he would get from the rims. So, you know what I mean? Still like starting somewhere. But hey,
Hey,
maybe that's why I'm not a crime boss.
You got no goddamn ambition.
I must not. Plus, you don't like the aqua. What was it called?
Aqua
Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah, you don't like smells.
He would have shot you.
For sure.
He wouldn't have even let you see that sunrise.
For sure. I have mixed the flavors, though. We could have talked about that.
That would have been comical. You in his car. Do you like the Aqua Paradise? No, actually, sir. No, Mr. Cobb. I do not like it. Yeah. I do not like this smell.
Pull over in this parking lot. I want to show you something.
I was going to show you a sunrise. I don't think I'm going to now. They get to the junkyard. They put the body in the trunk of a new car. He takes the ring off first. And then Victor goes to close the trunk and he says, hold up, take a look at that sunrise, kid. And Victor knows that's not a good idea, right? Like, I know what's about to happen. He's like, hey, don't do it. So he gives him a cigar. You ever smoke one of these? And he's like, I can help you. I do have ambition, right? And eventually,
Not a waste.
I love that the penguin goes, all right, calm down. Like, you were just going to shoot me in the face and you're acting like I'm being dramatic about this. Calm down. Fuck, dude. First the pickles, now this.
Too much drama.
And then
Yeah, just that initial like, hey, why don't you look over there? It's a nice sunrise. Like, that, that was so ominous. Like, if anyone ever says that to me from now on, I'll have PTSD. Like, no,
Yeah.
no. You want to go get burgers?
yeah,
or
if I ever
slushies
say
first?
that, I'm definitely about to get you.
Steve, come here. Let's watch the sunrise.
I'm going to watch the sunrise and talk to you about the rabbits.
Steve, drop your pants. Look at the sunrise. Wait.
Okay.
But he says, now shut the fuck up. I want to watch the sunrise. He really does want to watch the sunrise.
I love that tiny little touch where he just genuinely just like, I like the fine things in life.
Well,
I like air fresheners, plum Maseratis, and a nice sunrise.
I think the subtext of that is he's really fucked and he has to make a plan.
Oh, yeah.
So give me a second to think. But I also like to think he just, really enjoys the sun rising. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I hope we get to go to like Oz's like actual office, and his office just has like a bunch of motivational sunrise posters
and pictures of Eve.
Yeah.
I like Eve's ass, sunrises,
and slushies.
And slush puppies.
Slush puppies.
And air fresheners. It's nice.
We got to keep it smelling good. Like Eve's ass.
Aqua Paradise.
He does take Vic back to his apartment immediately. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking touch anything. Clean up in the sink. I'll know if he touched anything. And he's got like a vault for his bedroom, which is really cool. I just watched a movie called The Killer's Game. Probably don't recommend it.
With Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
Bautista.
His apartment in that movie is like a vault door. So I was like, oh, hey, that's neat. But Vic's like looking at this photo of like young Oz and his brothers, we can assume. And then Penguin gets changed because, it's just like a regular day. So I gotta go to work.
I
gotta put on a different purple suit. And we get to see that his foot is all twisted up, like Laris. Pretty sure that's what Laris's looks like from House of the Dragon.
The club foot.
Yeah. Anything, you guys want to say anything about the foot? I don't know.
That brace looks off because at one point I think Victor sees he has a brace.
Yeah, when he's going up the stairs to Eve's apartment.
Just that is just like, oh man, that sucks. Like just again, we talked
he's
about
in
it earlier,
constant pain.
His walk just looks so terrible and painful, and
you can just see that he's not taking care of it like he should take care of it.
Maybe
because like his one ambition is becoming better and becoming bigger and becoming the man.
He's exerting it a lot.
He is, and
he did carry a whole body down some steps on that foot that night.
Yeah,
maybe the pain is like a
Aquaphor only does so much.
Maybe the pain's like a little bit of a motivator type thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those like let the hate fuel you and let the pain fuel your hate. Good. Like Palpatine would like love that shit.
Yeah. Palpatine, just walk.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. He does need some CeraVe or something.
Yeah. But then the vault door just shows it how he doesn't want anyone to see his weaknesses either.
Yeah, he's very he plans things out, right?
Yes.
He's a plotter. He's a plotter and a planner. And then there's a bit where he's like looking at the ring and shit. And then anyway, now he's driving through the city. And so what Steve was talking about earlier. Look what that madman did. Everything's
all town.
He's all moist now.
Yeah, that's
like my foot.
Say what you will. Say what you will about Oswald Oscobb and the Penguin. But if he lived in New York City, and someone was messing with Spider-Man, he would be one of those like, you mess with Spider-Man, you mess with all of us, okay? Get the cranes out. We got to help Spider-Man. Like he would be one of those dudes. Ride or die.
And it just shows what you said earlier about the mob mentality of the city is their playground, and they represent that city, and that city represents them. And if that city looks disheveled and everything, what does that say about the families? They're supposed to be like protecting the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mob, taking care of the city, because like he said when he was talking to Alberto about Rex coming through and taking care of the families, giving them rent money if they needed it and stuff. That it just shows that the different mentality of the different criminals, because the mob is they're going to get theirs, but they're also going to protect people and stuff when needed, because they that's their property pretty much. It's like they own it. They own the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love their city.
Yeah.
That's why I like about the code, whether it's real or not. And back in the old Godfather movies and stuff, the Corleones were very against even selling drugs.
Yeah.
Do that to the community. We're not dirty like that.
Come
on. But they do sell drops, the Falcons. They definitely, but this is like modern times.
Yeah.
They've already lost most of their code and shit, right? It's all about money now. But yeah, they're driving through the city, they're witnessing the Riddler's aftermath. And then we go to Penguin's drops factory, and there's this bit. So he takes a piece of blackmail. It's Councilman Haiti. Who he sends a letter to him with like a ledger of how much he owes him to.
We should be friends.
And he got this from, let's be pals.
Let's be pals.
And he got that from Falcone's stash with the sledgehammer. And And there's a lot of the product. Was it 30% that's being salvaged from the flood?
Yeah, they recovered 30% of the product, but there is a contamination issue because a lot of it was pulled out of the sewer.
Nah, they're not going to, chop heads ain't going to care about that.
Hey, everyone gets pink eye. Come on, who cares?
And I like how the guy telling him this is like, that's true. They won't care.
High
I know.
five.
That chemist was just like, he's so upbeat. Like, yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Kyle. I'll take care of it. We're all good.
Was that dude a doctor? Like, did he call
called
him
him
doctor?
doctor.
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah.
Doc.
That could just be a nickname.
That could be, yeah. But he was
Bugs Bunny called everybody that.
He looks like a lot of doctors that I've seen, like in the hospitals that we work at, just minus the lab coat.
Sure.
Like, hey, we got the drops, 30% contaminated though. Maybe a big deal.
You're right. It very much could be like a dirty doctor.
A dirty doc.
Dirty doc.
That is
The dirty doc.
making some money on the side because everybody knows doctors are hard up for cash.
Famously so.
Famously underpaid.
Yeah, we don't pay our doctors enough.
They do have a lot of student loan debt. Some of them.
You can hear so many nurses just getting irate. Oh, they don't pay the doctors enough?
They might not.
Didn't know that.
We don't know,
Weird.
we don't know what they
How
got
are we
paid
so
in
many of them?
Gotham.
They never mentioned that. I would have helped them.
And there's one of their dudes that got jumped by other gangs. One of the Penguin soldiers comes in all beat up, right?
Odessa mob or Burnley Town.
Could be.
What's Burnley Town?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
And then the family wants to talk. He gets word that he's being called in to the Falcone mansion, right? So he explains what being called in means to Vic on the drive over. It's probably, it's a song and dance, and they like to make me look small, so I make myself small and just get back to work, okay? Or I could be getting murdered. I don't know.
It'll be fine.
Nah. If I don't come out, I'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Everybody's like,
I'm just fucking with you, kid.
what should we do here? He's so scared at all times.
Look for your sense of humor in the car while I'm gone.
What if you guys are in Victor's position there? What do you guys do? Do you just stay in the car and wait for him?
Absolutely.
Absolutely
Okay.
stay in the car.
So
Okay.
I
And I
have
don't move the
been,
car.
for new listeners of the show, I am 12 years sober, almost 13, but I was a drug addict. And I put myself in many situations. I mean, you might not know this about me. So yeah, I used to be a drug addict. Not drops, just lame things like heroin and stuff. So I was in lots of situations I wouldn't like to be in.
Yeah.
Nothing, I was never any mob bosses or anything like that. But you'd go to a sketchy part of town, maybe at 3 a.m., maybe in a person's car that you don't know that well, who's got a gun sitting between you and their seat. And you're like, why? I just got $30. I thought we were just going to, and they grab it and they say, I'll be right back. Just sit right here. Right. I've been in situations like that. And it's like, okay. I got in a guy's car one time. I shit you not. The back seat, they're both in the front. we're going to go do a crime, right? Like skeevy addict stuff. Like just give somebody less money than we say that we have. And
This isn't important, but I need to know, were you wearing a crime hoodie?
I was not.
Oh, well.
I didn't have a hood up ever,
Oh, okay.
but I probably had a hoodie on. I get in the back seat. These are two wealthy suburban kids that I'm hanging out to, I think, manipulate them for their resources, right? It's a Lexus that I'm getting into. But they were also like sociopathic, I find out.
Oh.
So I get in the back seat. It's lined in plastic. What? I swear to God. And I'm like scooching along it, like, and it's like squeaking and stuff. Like,
Oh my God.
Like, this isn't grandma's couch.
like okay. And what we were going to go do is give a drug dealer fake money and like try to drive away quickly. Right?
Monopoly money?
And it's a long story. So then,
Wait, what?
So then, and then he's got his like Glock or whatever tucked between the center console and his driver's seat. And I'm like, hi, what's up? What's all are you going to kill me? What's this? And he's like, yeah, well, no, but just in case things get crazy later. And I was like, let me out. You guys are in your you watch way too many movies. I just want to get high.
My God.
So you left?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Like I'll just go. I'll steal some copper
And they
or
were
something.
never
you know?
seen nor heard from
Steal
again.
some copper or something later.
I got many options here. Oh, good old days. But anyway, so I've been in Vic's position here, sort of, but nowhere near to this level. But yeah, like it is so awful to be him. Not only does he think Oz is going to shoot him in the face at any moment. Now he's in this position of like, there's people scarier than you. You might be in trouble. I'm definitely fucked.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just sitting here. I don't know where I am. This sucks. This car's pretty nice. It smells good at least.
Yeah.
And so he's like having the worst time of his life while he's sitting in that car for the next 15 minutes. And then he's going to sit there while he goes and eats at a restaurant, even more uncomfortable.
And he can't even like take the car and hide it because it's plum. Everybody knows whose car it is. It's like, okay.
And he's too scared to do that because if he gets caught anywhere in the city,
he's done.
And Oz
Absolutely
has
done.
his like address and everything.
Yeah.
So we can just find him.
Former address.
Yeah.
Now I'll
Find out a little later.
So that's actually useless. He could get away.
That's true. I forgot about
Go
that.
to my house. Hope you can swim, penguin.
Penguin.
That's why they call me that. And he's like swims super well.
Michael Phelps it like just.
What if he's an amazing swimmer?
I should have underestimated him.
My nickname comes from my penchant for tuxedos. It's not the foot. But he does tell him, I'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
So he goes and there's two like the heads of the crime family. They're like the capos, the consiglieres, like the right below the heads.
Yeah, the underboss and the consigliere.
It's Milos and Johnny. Johnny. I just want to say
Smoke
that
him up,
again.
Johnny.
Because there's Milos and then there's Johnny. But they tell him they're shutting down his drop operation, the plant that Penguin runs. So Penguin was gifted this nightclub and this drop production point by Carmine Falcone. That's what he's in charge of for the family, right? They're shutting down the plant. They're moving it to Robbinsville. And he argues it because that's the only thing he does. Like, this is my way of making money, my way of the prestige, more importantly, in the city is that I'm the head of this operation here. Whoa. You're going to let the Maronis take over. You guys are fucking up. And they're like, shut the fuck up, dude. You just do what you're told, right? So then
We don't even like you.
yeah, definitely don't. It's okay. I'm an acquired taste.
I'm gonna quiet. I love that little bit where he's like, "Hey, you can't shut us down. We recovered 70% of the product."
Yeah, he lies.
Lies right to him.
40 extra percent.
Definitely doesn't have any poop water in it.
No, we tested it up and down, back and forth. Zero poop.
Why would you say that? I didn't think it would have any poop water. It just doesn't. Hey, I just want to let you be clear about it.
Like, before you shut it down, I want you to go smell my car. Just smell it.
It's nice, right?
Now, if Vic farted in there,
I'll kill him.
he's been eating a lot of pickles.
We're going to go look at another sunrise.
This episode of Streaming Things is sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
Steve, there's something I need to get off my chest.
What's that, fella?
It's been weighing on me. You know that I resigned at the day job recently, right? And I've been a little scared. There's a family to worry about. There's health insurance. There's capitalism.
Sounds like a stressful time.
But we all carry around different stressors, big and small. And it feels better when you bring something to the light and keep them bottled up. It can start to affect us negatively. And therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. In my case, it's all of the stress, the misery, the fear. But I had to come over here and share that with you, and I felt better. That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
Unloading all that on you and Erica and feeling better myself.
That sounds like my Friday night.
Sometimes you just need somebody to listen. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you're not vibing, that's completely fine. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/streamingthings to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/streaming.
It's September, and you know what that means. Fall is right around the corner, and this time of year always makes me pause and reflect on everything that I have to be thankful for, that we have to be thankful for at Streaming Things. And it's been an incredible journey with the podcast. We're going to have our very first live show on October 5th next month, and honestly, we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you, our listeners, our supporters, and our friends. We are so grateful for all of you who tune in, share the show, and most importantly, support us on Patreon. Your love and generosity helps keep this show alive, growing, and becoming something something even bigger. And speaking of support, we have to give a massive shout out to all of our patrons, but especially our super patrons for the month of September. So thank you, Bing Bang Boom, Albusting Pot, Dylan Dunkley, Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Parmesan, Sunshine, Lady Trashley, Milady, Just Liz Calabria, Mike from New Hampshire, Brett X, E Scramo, Lil Tickler, Svento7, J Scramo, Loftpum, AK Ashley Ray, Adam Busby, Big Butthorn, Conrad, Jerlatanowicz, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elbander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, Stan Valentino, Trisha Bueller, Sun-Loving Mortal, Suzanne Rode, Jen Robinson, Kloop, Kalisha Reeves, Paula Garcia, Brenda Brent, Aaron Armstrong, Kevin Strother, Ashley Powers, Stephen V, Casey McCain, and of course, Enza. Thank you all so much, and let's get back to the show.
Speaking of FUDs, I got wind of a shipment coming in. So he panics and he decides to spill the beans on Alberto's plan, which is a ballsy move, right? And
Revolutionize the drug business.
I can't tell you how many details yet because he doesn't actually know.
There's something about ketchup on fries. I'm a little unclear on that part of the plan.
But he knows it's a revolutionary new drug and it's going to change the game. And he's just pitching it the way that Alberto vaguely pitched it to him. Meanwhile, Sophia Falcone, Alberto's sister, walks in the background. She's out of focus. It's so sinister and scary. You get that violin picking up again. She was in Arkham. That's all we know about her at this point. She's just got out of Arkham, unbeknownst to Oz, and she's worried about Alberto. So she asks Johnny and Milos, did you ask him about Alberto? I told you to shut up, Sophia, because they're all disrespectful to her. They're all patronizing at best. She's just a woman, right?
Yeah.
So they tell him, whatever you just said, fucking ignore all that. Shut it down. You got 48 hours. And Oz is like, hey, whatever's best for the family, I guess. Sorry about talking back a little bit. I'm an acquired taste. Smell my car anytime. He goes outside, but Sophia follows him out and asks, you never answered my question about Al. And they talk about his plum car and you've really moved up in the world. And there's something aggressive and sinister. You can tell that there's history between them.
Yeah, because as soon as he sees her, his whole disposition changes. He's like, oh, well, I guess I gotta go.
Yeah.
We got only 30% more of the straps to find. As I said before.
And there's no poop in it.
Yeah, just want to make that clear.
Well, just I'll throw it out. If I saw Kristen Milioti, I would get I'd start stuttering and stuff for sure.
Too.
Be really uncomfortable. I love you in Palm Springs.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
Actually, history shows that I would say, hi. That's what I do.
Yeah. Dude, the best was still when you said, or you waved at the woman from, what's that Sydney Sweeney movie that we saw? South by?
Immaculate.
Immaculate. And she like went,
Ugh.
she just mugged you. Really?
It's better than Aubrey Plaza, who ignored me.
That's true.
I was at this nightclub and Aubrey Plaza walks by me closer than you and I are, because that's how many people, she was like shuffling through people. So I'm like, not nose to nose. I'm not going to imply any kind of romantic connection, but
we weren't picking that up at all.
she could definitely smell the aqua paradise on my breath. And she gets right to me, I go, hi, because that's what I do when I'm uncomfortable. It's nothing, which I don't blame her. She's like, I'm Aubrey Plaza. Everybody's saying hi. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't care if it is Kit Laser. I'd really like to spend the evening with him. Back to Sophia. She tells him, you've really moved up in the world. She tells him, hey, look, we need to catch up. Let's get a bite to eat. I love Oz's face because he's like, yeah, sure. Well, maybe Tuesday. What he's thinking is like in a couple weeks, probably never, whenever. And then he realizes she means right now. Oh, right now? Fuck, right? So he's keeping his cool, though, for somebody who thinks that she knows he murdered Al.
Yeah.
Because she asked about the bullet on the car, da-da-da-da. He's trying to keep it so cool, and he does a great job, I think. But so they end up at this fancy restaurant.
And she's just housing olives.
She hasn't eaten.
Going to town on some olives.
I've never seen someone go down to town on so many olives.
As an alcoholic addict who drank mostly from the bottle, I've never had, I think, a proper martini. Are those good? Are those as good as they look?
I've
not a huge
made
martini
them.
fan.
I've made them working at the bar.
Never took a sippy?
No, I don't.
Here's why I think
I had an apple teeny, and I do love apple teenies. Apple teenies are good.
Apple teenies are good.
Those are good.
As somebody who loves olives, I just feel like I would enjoy a martini.
I used to work, obviously with a bar, and we had a lady come in who, there is a really dirty martini that you have blue cheese stuffed olives, and this lady would ask for extra. So she would drink the martini with blue cheese in it, and then eat the olives with. She'd ask for extra blue cheese stuffed olives. Like the only lady
she does not smell like Aqua Paradise.
No, her breath smell like 8 cans of shark shit. But it's wholly different than that. But no, it was. I've never had a proper martini, but it needs to be shaken.
I can't believe you guys. I'm honestly really disappointed in both of you.
Why are you disappointed in me?
Because you can drink without smoking crack.
I don't like martinis. That's why I don't drink them.
You don't pretend.
I've had them.
You don't pretend like you're James Bond every now and then. Well, like you should do if you were an adult.
Why do that?
And shake it and don't stir it, all that stuff.
I can pretend to be James Bond whenever I step in front of my standing mirror.
Oh, I didn't know. I was like, do you have a huge James Bond style dick or something? Where are you getting at right now?
Some say I do.
Or do you just have pussy galore down there?
Porsche.
You little Porsche boy.
You little Porsche boy.
Kiki, my tits are back.
Anyway, it looks like with the way she's drinking them, they look delicious. My mouth was watering in this scene.
She was less drinking them and more just eating olives.
Well, she ordered a second one.
Can I just have a martini glass of olives?
Yeah, sure. Do you like olives?
She ordered him a second one too.
I don't like olives.
That's why you don't like martinis.
Yeah.
You don't like the salt.
No, I don't like. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm
not
that
an
together.
olive guy either.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't olive either of you right now.
You. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You dirty bitch.
I love olives.
Extra dirty.
I'm going to go fucking buy some olives on the way home. That's what I'm going to do.
Neat.
I'm craving them.
You go to Costco and get a nice.
I don't need a whole.
Oh, you don't need a whole some that you can give to everybody in your neighborhood?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't talk to my neighbors.
You could be Rex Calabrese.
I got these olives for you. Now, when I see you on the street, you give me money for the olives.
You pay your respects.
You know, Kit Laser gave me a blue cheese stuffed olive. That's not a good sign.
No, I'm going to be sleeping with the fishes.
No, I sleep with the olives. But everybody in the restaurant is staring at Sophia. She's aware of it, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we find out a little bit about her backstory. The reason she was in Arkham is because she was a serial killer, or at least blamed for it, known as the Hangman. So she's known as the Hangman.
What did the Hangman do? Does that mean she like hanged people? Or was she just like known for being a serial killer who just like to hang?
I think she played the letter guessing game.
Oh, like if you get it right, you live.
With their dead bodies, yeah.
Well, of course.
No, she formulated their bodies in the shapes of the letters.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was one giant hangman. I'm making this up.
I like it.
I think it's obvious. I hope. Well, the Hangman's just like an executioner, just a killer. You know, it's just like a...
Yeah.
Like you ever watch that movie with Michael Fassbender where he's like the snowman?
No, I never saw the snowman. Never
gives
saw
the
that
police little clues.
Yeah. Never saw it.
What about the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man?
We all know Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme?
What is this?
It's the poster for the horror movie, The Bye Bye Man. And it sounded so silly. Somebody photoshopped it into the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. And it's so funny. It comes out, it resurfaces every few years, and I laugh every time. Because the tagline was...
I remember that poster.
The tagline of the movie was... Say his name. You won't be laughing when he kills you. And they changed it to the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. See, it's funny.
That is great. Absolutely.
That's so
fantastic.
Good. That's great.
The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
You won't be laughing when he kills you. Anyway, so she is talking about, fuck everybody here. They can all look at me. And she talks about how Carmine Falcone used to bring Alberto and her to this restaurant when they were kids. And he used to pay us to keep our elbows off the table. And Oz seizes his window and he's like, yeah, well, your daddy's dead. Let's put our elbows on the fucking table.
Who's stopping you now?
I'm putting my fins right up here. And,
so do you think she chose this restaurant, or is this
she definitely chose it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just the genius of Oz, though. Like that manipulator that he is, to where he finds those openings and just twists
I feel like he drives around in that plum Maserati. now because we know that Dolly Parton is in the Volvo, but in the Plum Maserati, it is just Eminem's, 8 Mile soundtrack.
Oh, definitely.
Mom's spaghetti. This is my shot. I can't miss my chance to blow Sophia. And she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, no, Eminem.
Do you know Marshall?
Come on.
You don't know the Mathers. Come on, the Mathers.
And B Rabbit. And so she says, Daddy's dead. We are untamed, right? I think she goes to that restaurant because, again, she just got out of Arkham. Now that Dad's dead. I don't think she liked her dad.
No.
I think she's like celebrating his death by eating at that restaurant.
She might have issues with her daddy.
Maybe.
She might have a couple issues.
Could be.
You can look in her eyes
be.
and kind of see that.
But she's like, how did you, by the way, Alberto told me he was going to the club. He refused his bodyguards, wouldn't let me go with him. He said he was going to Father's Loft. And only, by the way, me and Alberto knew that plan that you were spitting off to Milos and Johnny.
How weird.
Pretty fucking weird. And this is such a good scene.
If we were playing Among Us, I would say you were being sus, bro.
That's right. And
sus.
By the way, that means that you are either blindingly stupid or very confident that Alberto is not going to come back to claim the origins of that plan. So I ask you again, do you know where my brother is?
Oh, that scared me. I was wondering what's like, oh God.
I would have
chills
cracked
down your spine.
immediately.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I killed him.
I killed him.
Also, you look so beautiful.
Just kill me by the sunrise, please.
I love
That's all
Palm
care.
Springs.
Kill me by stepping on me. Is that weird? Is that weird? I'm sorry if I'm making it weird.
It's a lot.
I've never been so scared and turned on at the same time. Yeah, it's a great scene. And then and he's such a quick recovery. He like thinks for like 2 or 3 beats with like no visible like oh fuck on his face, to me, maybe a little bit. And he's like, you're right. I was stupid of me. He told me not to tell anybody. And I'm really sorry he's on a bender. He's an addict. He's an alcoholic. Come on, you've been gone for a while. He likes to drop drops. He started with Visine when he was little. He had itchy eyes.
The slippery slope.
He had those commercials with the guy from fucking Ferris Bueller. What's his name? It's a comedian. He's got a very distinctive voice.
Ben Stein.
Yes.
Ben
Stein. He started with those commercials.
We're trying to get Ben Stein's money. We're trying to win Ben Stein's money.
And he got in and he was watching and he's like, I'm going to try that just to get his money.
I was trying to remember that game show the whole time. Good times.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, she's like, oh, okay, well, let's finish our meal, right? Like but it doesn't work. It's just, she's like.
Yeah, she tells him like people underestimate you, but not me.
Oh, I love that whisper as they're leaving. People underestimate you, but not me. And that would seem like a compliment, except that it means I think you are capable of killing Albert.
Yeah.
But she was thrown a little bit
Alberto.
when he said about being an addict.
She was.
You saw her face. She got thrown back a little bit, but then she recovered herself because she didn't want to show obviously weakness to him too, because she was thrown like, oh, he is?
Yes.
And like, she was like, oh, and then she recovered really quickly too, obviously.
She had a nugget of truth.
Yeah.
To believe the rest of the lies. Mm-hmm. So Oz panics. He knows that he got away with just enough to get away for right now. He knows that she's not convinced. So he takes Vic and runs off to get on the subway. And I'd love this little bit. I didn't notice it on my first watch. You guys probably did because you're smart. But there's this bit where he refuses to sit on the handicap seats. He stands there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hence like why his foot's a little beat up, right?
Yeah.
He's not taking it easy on that thing. And even Vic's like, are you gonna
You gonna sit in there?
These are definitely for you.
I mean, I'll sit there.
I am bushed. But now, what's with the QR code? Scan the code to see Gotham's true face.
I know.
What's up with that guy?
Were we supposed to scan that? I meant to.
I bet
I
we
did
could.
not scan
I
that.
meant to go back and pause and scan, but like I totally forgot to
This
do
is
it.
what people pay us for.
Should we do it now?
Yeah.
Do it now.
You're right.
Do it now.
I'm doing the
Scan it.
Got the code. I want to see the true face of Gotham.
Mr. Freeze?
5 minutes later.
We tried.
We pulled it up. We tried to scan the QR code, but we couldn't get it to work. So if you guys do it, let us know what it does.
I couldn't see the true face of Gotham. You know what? If it was a dick pic, It would be like the most epic creep move ever.
No, it would be.
See the true face of Gotham.
So the dude handing out the QR codes is just like, please look at my dick. Will someone please look at it?
Text this number with a rating from 1 to 10.
1 means best. 10
So
means
people
best.
like dick ratings. It's like their thing.
You just
Is it
airdropping it in everybody's phone on the subway.
What if he likes dick ratings, but like in a tier system? Like S tier. At least a B tier dick.
That's some great YouTube content right there.
For sure. Many Hoozle, they're on the train. He does not want to see the true face of Gotham. Get the fuck out of here, right? He takes Vic to his secret Volvo. And a little bit of Dolly Parton playing on the radio.
Working 9 to 5.
What a way to make
I will
a
say,
living.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that dolly patter.
and Vic is trying so hard not to laugh. When it turns on,
I love how quick Penguin or Oz like, sorry,
my bad.
radio's weird.
why'd that get on there?
Somebody broke into my car and put on Dolly Parton.
I was listening to Eminem. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, sorry, I was driving my mom around. That is her car, really.
I stole it just now.
But the Volvo has nice rims, like Dayton rims on it. Like, you got a little ghetto Volvo there on the east side.
I will say that like the diegetic Dolly Parton in that moment, it's so silly, and maybe it's just the context. It's so silly and funny. But at the end, when it plays on the credits, I was like, fuck yeah, this is a bop. And I don't know if you guys are like, duh, Dolly Parton rocks, but this was new for me.
Dolly's America's sweetheart, right?
I remember in elementary school, and this episode's going way long, I'm so sorry. But when we were learning fractions.
Oh God,
I was in
a math story.
I was in 30th grade. 30th grade.
30th grade. I was in the 30th grade
So
back
great
then.
at math.
Our public school system has failed us.
I was in third grade, and they're teaching me fractions, and I forget what's it called when like the number on top is bigger than the number on the bottom.
Improper fractions.
It's an improper fraction.
Dude, you looked at me and asked that, and my brain was like,
I'll look at you from now on with math questions. And my teacher was like, "We call these Dolly Parton fractions because she has large breasts." But I was 8.
What?
You're 8?
Yes,
And you're like,
but I was 8, so I didn't even
what's
get
that
it.
mean?
Who's Dolly Parton?
But until I was like showing my mom later, I'm like, "This is a Dolly Parton fraction." She's like, "Wait, what?"
You're like, what the fuck are they teaching you? Are you serious?
Yeah, that was it. Then we did some drops
Clear eyes for the layman.
and hung
Clear
out.
eyes.
Clear as.
Bueller. So anyway, he takes the secret Volvo to this. He's like, "I've never brought anybody here before. All right," and it's his mom's house. So don't be respectful. Be on your manners.
Mind your friggin' manners.
If you tell anybody about this, I know you'll fucking kill me. That's right. I'll gut you like a fish until you bleed out. No, he's like, "I know you'll gut me like a fish. Yeah, until you bleed out and die."
And die. Because I could save you if you were bleeding out. But no, I'd let you die.
No, all the way.
That would be my choice.
He gives his mother the necklace that Alberto had given him. I know you got a special girl, and this is mommy, right? Pulls out some hidden some hidden money, and says, "Mom, we gotta." And
I got my hidden mommy money.
it is a hidden mummy too, and says, "We got to leave town," right? But she didn't take her pills. He finds like her whole week's with one of those things. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of things. In the bathtub, all the pills are ruined. She's like, "No, I took the pills. The boys were in there taking a bath." And he pauses. Definitely didn't take the pills because you haven't had boys in the tub here in like 35 years, right? Because I guess his brothers are dead. We don't know yet, but
Yeah.
they're definitely not taking a bath.
Yeah, they definitely weren't in the house either.
So he's like, "You definitely didn't take the pills,
They'd be
right?"
very pruny.
And while he's getting the pills, she screams when she sees Vic.
There's someone in my house.
Oh, goddamn.
That is the most genuine mom thing ever. Like if I brought someone to my mom, because my mom is my mom, and I didn't say, "Hey, are my friends here?" and they were just in the other room standing awkwardly.
Steve,
ISIS is here.
so she panics, and he's like, no, I brought him here to help you. He's a nurse. He has nurse-like qualities.
Oh, my God. That was so great.
And then at this point, she's like, "You fucking lie to me. What did you do?"
Did I lose your respect?
Tell your mother right now. You bring me this necklace to try to distract me. Tell me we're going on some fake vacation. I shot Alberto Falcone. I just showed him, Mom, I'm not doing this with you right now. And then she's like, you're definitely doing this. She's got the control still, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And he's like, okay. He laughed at me, huh?
You laughed at me.
And she...
Is that what you want to hear? That I'm a little pussy boy?
Yeah.
And she goes, he laughed at you?
He thinks she's going to yell at him.
Yeah.
I know I was impulsive. It was a bad move. I'm really sorry. No, you know why you did that? Because it was instinctual.
You're my big, strong bull.
You
of a
wanted
boy.
to do it. Are you a little pussy boy? Weak little pussy boy? So when I had to call Jimmy. You guys know Jimmy from the show, The Last of Us coverage.
Who the fuck is Jimmy?
Because he's the only one I can think of that would want to hear me in a Brooklyn accent, pretending to be an old lady, say, are you a pussy boy?
I'm hurt that you wouldn't think I would want to hear that.
But Jimmy's the type that would call me that every time he saw me for years.
Yeah.
It's a pussy boy. Anyway, so yeah, it was instinctual. This city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. So she talks him into it. Like, not only is it okay you killed him, I think you should kill more people. I think you should do it more often, and you should not be a pussy boy.
Yeah, cue me in on these things. I want in.
Also,
Pretty much.
I didn't take the pills still, and I'm hoping you won't notice because I like this shit. I like to see things.
I'm going to lie to you because I don't respect you.
Yeah, I don't respect you at all. Get that other stranger. And by the way, there's still a stranger in here. We should address that.
He's pseudo nurse. I don't know what his role is.
So then,
I do love how Victor's like, "Hi, man,
I know.
Mrs. Cobb."
I'm definitely not a nurse. Don't lie.
He's such a good Christian boy.
Then they're hanging out in Mama's house, just watching old Rita Hayworth movies, right?
Yeah.
I believe it might be an Easter egg, but it's a movie that we know.
This girl,
yeah.
the thing
And
she
he's-
does to me when she sings.
And he's inspired. Put the blame on Mame. He's trying to explain it to Vic because he doesn't watch old movies. It's just like a scapegoat. Doesn't matter who it is.
I don't like Mame.
I should get a scapegoat. Does anybody know where to get a goat?
Where's the farm? Is it that bullshit Robbinsville Hicktown they want to move my drop facility to? I bet they got a bunch of goat fuckers there.
I'm the goat.
That's why he's the goat.
So he knows that Vic's tenement is gone. He's like, look, I looked up that address on Google. I pulled up that Google Earth. It was just water. I'm starting to become Bernie Sanders. I'm once again asking.
I'm once again asking you to give Penguin money. I do it constantly.
They don't even know. This is my favorite line in the episode, per chance, because it's like what Steve was talking about a little bit with the themes of classism. But he's trying to like hype Vic up for this mission. And he's talking about the Falcons. They don't even know what they got because they always had it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's true. He's talking about nepotism. He's talking about generational wealth. They're not poor like they're not from the east side like us.
They were never hungry. They're born full.
Exactly.
Great line.
They drink martinis, not slush puppies.
And that just relates to most people.
Yeah, because
and that's what's awesome about the show.
I'm like, get
exactly. Yeah, get them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
I'm with Mark Cobb on this one.
You're in a pussy
Mark
boy.
Cobb? Yeah, I'm not a pussy boy. I'm going to kill them motherfuckers.
That's right. And he asks him, can I count on you? And Vic says, yes. And he's like, I knew it. I don't just hire any schmuck off the street, which he obviously does. Keep your phone on. That's the number one rule. I hope you don't break it immediately. So then he goes to visit Salvatore Maroney in Blackgate Prison, played by Clancy motherfucking Brown.
Love Clancy Brown. He's in everything.
But still not enough stuff.
Yeah,
somehow.
Usually he's like, is it a property that requires a voice actor? Then Clancy Brown's in it in some way.
Yeah.
And like look up that dude's IMDb page. Like you will not see a more prolific person who's just in fucking everything.
Yeah, prolific voice actor for sure. Mm-hmm. He's got a good voice.
Great
That
voice.
Clancy
And
Brown.
he's a menacing figure too. He's got that like.
And Keith David,
Oh yeah, I love Keith David.
a lot of voice work for him as well.
I mean, I love Keith David, but when you threw him, I'm like, what?
Where are we going with this?
Did I miss Keith David? Like, I don't think I would have missed him.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker.
Speaking of Keith to ass. Speaking of Keith David. Remember when he was in The Thing?
Do I?
Do you know? Did you know that? Damn, Kurt Russell's. I messed this up big time. Speaking of Keith David, Kurt Russell's stunt double in Escape from New York, entirely different movie. When he played.
What is this journey?
But the stunt double's name, do you know his name?
No.
Oh,
Dick Warlock.
Oh,
that is perfect.
I just wanted to share that.
great name. AB was talking about that on Discord, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I took that from Discord.
Yeah, you took that from Discord.
I stole it from the Discord. That's right.
Because we were making, in Rings of Power, there's that line like, you don't pick a name, but then you obviously picked Kit Laser. And they're making fun of you for saying that. And then he was like, Steve, there's nothing wrong with your name, but just in case you want a cool
Dick Warlock.
Dick Warlock, you could take that.
I forgot I got that. I took you on that whole journey back to Discord for no reason.
Dude, I live there.
Well, I just thought Dick Warlock was a cool name.
It is a cool name.
Got some, pretty hard name.
Clancy Brown, he's just an intimidating figure in and of himself because he's really tall. He's got that
but he's not
very square jaw.
He doesn't look Italian
No, he does not.
to me.
But he looks like he could fuck you up.
No, for sure. Like Starship Troopers. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Starship Troopers.
You are relieved of your command.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
He doesn't look like an Italian drill sergeant in that movie either, though. And his name is Moroni. Salvatore Moroni.
The most
I'm
Italian
never going
name
to
ever.
fight a Clancy Brown casting.
Right.
I'm just saying. He looks like a Brown,
Me too.
A Clancy Brown. No. A Clancy Brown,
Got that in
guys.
there.
Anyway,
Matter.
Ozcob offers his services to the Maronis. And he offers them a job, right? He's like, look, you can hit the business as it's being moved. Tells them about the drop factory that's being moved to Robbinsville. You can rob everything as they're transporting it, and I won't fight I won't put up a big fight, and we can split the profits, right? And he keeps talking over Moroni. I love this about him, right? Moroni's like, fuck you, fuck your foot, fuck your whole life. I hate everybody you've ever known. Your car smells like shit. And Penguin's like, hey, I can see you're a little sleepy, grumpy boy right now. I'll just come back.
Sunrises suck.
Yeah. hey, I'll come back in a couple days. You just think about it, right? He's like, don't come back in a couple days. I fucking hate you. All right, maybe 3 days. I'll be back. And then before he leaves, he gives him the ring.
The one ring.
Oh,
man.
They've been wearing this for years, laughing at you. No big deal. You can have it back. How did you get it, though?
And where did you get this?
Maybe
That deep voice, where did you get this? I found it. I'm sorry.
It's in the gutter somewhere.
Yeah, here's what I did.
Maybe I'm more than what you think.
Oh, great line.
Take this. It's one ring to find them.
Yes.
Bring them together.
on.
And in the darkness, you could bind them. All
like
the families of Gotham, the one ring. You could be the lord of it.
This is made by Keller Brimbor.
How cool would that be? The finest Elvin Smiths made this.
Hello. Vic doesn't answer, though. Part of the plan is crumbling. Every step of the way, it's been going off without a hitch. But now, Vic, it's going to voicemail, right? Please enjoy the music while your party is reached. He's like, fuck. Who does ringbacks? This kid, I swear.
Is he out of minutes? What's going on?
I had a ring back on my phone for the longest time, but I don't know how it started, and nor did I know how to get rid of it. So for years, I'd be like, please wait while your party is reached, and then it would go. It was just this really jaunty orchestral thing.
Was it the national anthem, Steve?
No, it didn't
Or your
go.
idea of it?
Alden sign.
My buddies had When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. That's the one I always think of.
That's good.
Yeah, I was like, dang, you never wanted them to answer. You're like, I'm fucking rocking right now.
Yeah.
Plus, When the Levee Breaks would be really suitable for what the Riddler did to Gotham.
That's true.
But Vic's not answering. Sophia, I don't really, where was he at? When he pulls up and he's like, I can see the henchmen are like, he's not home.
I think he was going to Eve's place.
You sure?
Because
They were like verifying the alibi?
Yeah, she because Eve lives in that stairway above the like 8
Pawn
jewelry
shop?
stores.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to take the necklace to one of those when they first pulled up earlier in this episode. I thought, you're going to take the necklace to one of them jewelry stores.
Yeah.
Nah, he was going to see
Oh,
his
so they
hair.
were there looking for him?
Yeah, because that shot is like jewelry store, and then there's a billboard in the way back for another jewelry store.
That's how it'd be, though. You know?
It's true.
Yeah.
There's like 3 car washes across from each other down the street. You know, it's just sometimes I don't know if it's like a zoning thing or
I don't know.
competition. Healthy capitalism. I don't know. It's an eyesore, I'll tell you that. But but she spots him and he takes off. He panics. He doesn't play it cool anymore, right?
No.
And Vic's still not answering. He's trying to call him more and more and more. And then there's a road blocked by like the disaster relief
FEMA
after post Riddler action, right? And then like a pulled over a skyscraper, not skyscraper, 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Way different. One's a building.
one's a building, one's a not.
Structures.
But so he panics, and then when they show up, they think he's in the disaster relief crowd with all the little umbrellas.
That's what I was thinking.
Intelligent, man.
He left the driver door open to look. Oh, I left. I left move, but in a hurry. But and then he hopped in the trunk. So then he hops.
I'd love to have seen his waddled ass hop in that truck.
Getting in there.
Just trying to jump like sideways. Like,
Yeah.
It's a bold, quick
Like a
thinking
free willy.
maneuver.
Because it just falls in.
Because imagine they pull up while he's doing that, and he's just like halfway in the trunk, like
This is awkward.
I was gonna.
Hey, Albert's not in here.
Yeah, I thought he was, but he's not anymore.
I was looking everywhere, literally.
Yeah.
So he gets out of the trunk, but there was a guy hanging back and catches him getting back in his car. He grabs the gun, stabs him in the eye with was that the air freshener?
Yes.
Oh, was
Aqua
it the air
Paradise.
I couldn't tell if it was like
I thought he poked it out of the thing and it had a spike in it.
I don't know if it was like a fake knife weapon that's built into his car or he
Smells
just,
nice, right?
yeah, you like the smell.
Aqua. Ow, it
He
burns.
shoved a pickle in his mouth. It's
Oh,
Easter
there's my
eggs
extra
for the
pickle.
rest of the episode.
But then that dude gets Final Destinationed.
Yeah,
Oh,
he gets
he
hit
totally
by,
found us-
by
and
a
he's like-
school bus. Those poor kids.
He waves at the kid. Waves at the kid. It was great.
I love how it just like, and then the scene moves on as if there wouldn't be like, we got a lot of questions. All the parents of these kids are wondering what the fuck just happened. Everyone across the street from FEMA is wondering what happened.
Nah. It's Gotham, baby.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
know
man,
what's
it was
up.
awesome.
Plus Falcones pay everybody.
In Gotham, that's just called Tuesday.
That's right. Oz gets knocked out. Next thing we know, he's naked, being beaten while Sophia is talking about Arkham Asylum and how everybody treated her and how they stripped her every morning and demoralized her. And she's getting increasingly unhinged. And I love this whole bit about her character. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, right? I'm so crazy. It's like, kind of. Now I am, yeah.
Do you think I'm crazy?
But it's like so sinister and
And I
wonderful.
love how she doesn't really play it up as like a joke or crazy. Like,
No,
I'm so crazy.
no.
It's more
She's
just
not like, want to see my scars?
It's more like someone who's just stressed the fuck out
Yeah.
and just like, I'm not crazy. I just haven't had a good night fucking of sleep for a year.
I've been literally tortured for years.
I'm really
And
annoyed.
everybody's telling her she's crazy. Like, I'm not crazy. You guys are just assholes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill you because you're being an asshole to me. Not the fact that I did kill all these people. I mean, I may
Yeah,
have. But that's on a different story. I'm just not crazy about it. I like doing it. It's not that I'm crazy to kill people. I just like killing
It's
people.
like, it's fun. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
But like she's grew up in the mob, and
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's
like
normal.
a misogynist sort of setting like that. Can
We've
be like,
seen that,
Oh,
yeah.
that's just a woman being crazy. You know how you know girls.
so
how they get
emotional. So
so
emotional.
emotional.
But Alberto visited her every week.
Alberto.
Well, Alberto, the note just said Al, and I threw in the Bertos so nobody got confused because there's Al, there's Sal, you know.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
But Alberto visited her every week, and it just shows us everything we need to know about how close they were and why she cares this much about her brother, right?
Yeah.
But the club and the loft were in fact clean. However, a plum car is hard to forget, and they know for a fact now that the burglars, you shooting at those kids, all that stuff, you being at the club, all happened on the same night that Alberto went missing. One of the burglars was caught. One of the kids that he was shooting at, she pulls him out. He's like, that kid's fucking lying. You believe him over me? Okay, so you think he's lying. So you want me to kill him? Is that what you're saying? And then she shoots him in the fucking face and said, basically, like, look what you made me do.
Mm-hmm.
You're so
did this to me.
manipulative.
You did that to that kid.
Yeah, I know he wasn't lying. I did it anyway, just because fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You're good at talking yourself out of situations at the expense of someone else's life.
And then they're like wire sawing his fucking arm off. So tell me, am I crazy? And right at that moment, when he's either going to come clean or get killed or be irrevocably mutilated, there's a car crash outside. And we don't even really know what Vic's plan was or what job in this was, right?
Yeah, we just think he's gone missing.
Yeah, we kind of thought he was maybe just staying to take care of his mom for a little bit back then.
Something.
So
What if that was, and this was all someone else? Like a cinder block literally just drove the car.
This is Blocky. I can trust him.
Vic, you're out. Blocky's in.
He's in.
Blocky won't hesitate to do what I ask.
He's a great getaway driver.
But it's the junkyard car with Alberto in the back, right? So she opens the trunk. They're like, don't look, don't look, don't look. And inside, Alberto's whole dead body's in there with a pinky missing, and payback is carved very painstakingly on the top of the trunk of the inside. And then she screams that scream, right?
Oh, man.
And then Oz laughs when he hears the scream.
Yes.
Not because he's a mean guy, but because that means he's going to live. Like that part of the... Okay, cool.
His plan
His
worked.
plan
He
worked.
had a plan the whole time.
Thank you, Vic. So Oz and Victor are celebrating with some slush puppies, all the flavors mixed together.
Perfect.
And
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I love this bit where it's like, it was supposed to just be the head. What happened to the plan? We were going to cut the head off. It was going to be a little more of a statement and maybe like the pinky itself because of the ring in there as well. And you just did the whole body with just the pinky missing. I'm just wondering how things got switched like that. And there's this whole bit where he's like rambling, and you got to think that this is how it would be. You know, he's just a kid. And he turns out he had been overthinking on how to saw off the head. And that's why he wasn't answering the phone. Like there's the trachea, and in the back was the spine. And he's like, forget about it.
Come on, I don't want to hear
That's
that.
exactly. He's
I
like,
don't
I'm about to get sick. No, I don't want about it. It's not extra pickles. I don't want to hear about it.
Room to grow. We'll just chalk it up to that, right? And now with Sal wearing that ring around Blackgate, they have no choice but to take credit for the murder, or they're just going to look stupid, right? So the scapegoat is the Maroney family. No more playing it safe. Guys like us got to stick together, right?
Oh, man.
But it is good when you mix the flavors, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's decent. He's like, not decent. It's better.
It's better.
It's the fucking best. And that's the end of the episode.
Not too fast.
You guys notice Buddies right behind them?
Yeah.
They're sitting there. Did you notice where that set was also from?
The 5 pints.
Wanted.
How the fuck would I notice that it was Wanted?
The movie Wanted?
Yeah, from 2004.
No, that's where
James McAvoy?
That's where he lives.
Really?
Yeah, because if you remember, that's where they're coming out. That's where she's cheating on him and everything because it's right by the railroad tracks.
When he
That's
hits
that
the
building.
guy with the keyboard and the teeth
But
fly
no,
out,
that's where she's waiting on him. That's where he lives.
which is Chris Pratt, I'm pretty sure.
Chris Pratt's who he gets hit.
Yeah, that's his buddy that fucks his
comes
girlfriend.
across-
Yeah.
But no, like I noticed that right away. I was like, holy shit.
How
I was
you
like-
noticed that right
I was
away?
Like, I was like, that's from Wanted. Dude,
How many
I'm telling
times have you watched Wanted recently, bro?
I watched a lot of movies. And it hasn't been recent, actually.
Good eye.
Yeah, no.
That's a great eye.
I got this this nice brown eye here, you know?
It sees everything.
wrong.
what?
Yeah, you know.
He hasn't had drops. He's good. You don't got the pink eye.
No.
I skip Visine, went straight to meth. You'd be so.
He'd be laughing at me and calling me a little bitch if he had. Well, now it's time for our top 3 favorite moments, a segment we're calling Slush Puppies, our little slush puppies here.
Because they're the best.
They're the fucking best. Hatter,
All
what is
right.
your number 3 favorite moment?
Number
We'll count down
3
to the best.
favorite moment was him coming home to Mama Cobb. And Mama Cobb, you can just see how he is, the way he is, the way she was speaking to him, calling him a pussy boy, bringing him up, telling him that you're basically don't let me down. Like you are it. You need to get us out of this rut. And it was just a great introduction to her character, just to show a hint of his background and what he went through and why he is the way he is.
She has the Ricky Bobby style parenting.
Yes, totally.
I love the way they're talking to you. They're winners. Steve, you're number 3.
My number 3 is just selfishly, I just love the scene. Like, when you turn around, there's a beautiful sunrise behind you. Like, that whole bit was so intimidating, and then the way he sort of kind of talks himself, like, hey, sorry, kid, I like you. Like, you're a great driver. You seem nice, but I gotta kill you. And the way that poor Victor sort of like convinces him, I have ambition. I can help you. And then the way it's just like, no, but seriously though, I want to watch this sunrise. Made me laugh so hard. I love that scene a lot.
Excellent.
Your number 3, Kit?
I think my number 3 has to be, I'm going to go with the title card. the opening scene where he shoots Alberto, and then it ends with specifically the and then the penguin comes up with the violins. I was just infinitely tickled with that, especially on a second watch. I just love that. I think it's such a good start. Hatter, you're number 2.
Number 2, the introduction of Sophia Falcone. You don't see her. She's blurred out. He's explaining it, trying to get his plan across. Well, Alberto's plan that he stole, obviously. And then it shows her, and you just her face, and you can just see her eyes. And Kristen Milioti's, her expressions, you can see the crazy in her eyes when she's talking about, did you ask him about Alberto? And like, they're treating her like crap, but then you can tell there's a hint of them not wanting to really mess with her because they do feel like she's crazy. But her introduction there was so great, and how he backed off because, you see, I want to know more about the history between them two, because you can see the history. You can see that there's something there that he is a little scared of, but he's willing to push some buttons, I think. He wants to put some buttons there.
It's a great scene. Steve.
My number 2 is Hatter's number 3. That's the macabre scene. For everything you said, it's great. But I just love seeing a more tender side to him. Like maybe macabre is like, so far at least, the one person that he truly, I think, loves and respects and is loyal to. And just the way he sort of like, Ma, did you take your medicine? Come on. Like that kind of thing just shows so much more to that character. And just that the flip of it, of her just being so gung-ho, like, no, you a big, strong bull of a boy. He was laughing at you. That was instinctual. You were the man. You got this. You're a big dick boy. Go get out there and get yours, big dick boy. Which is how all of our mothers talk to us.
That's my number 2 as well. I love the introduction of Macabre and little pussy boy. So funny, but it's so insightful into all of their characters. We get to see for the first time ever, like the childhood, at least in this iteration of, how he came to be. And not so much of the show is the dynamics of this criminal underworld, but you get to see like this, this is a little boy. He just likes slush puppies, and he's encouraged by his mother to kill. Probably not good.
Like all our mothers are.
Yeah, because she's like, I assume, schizophrenic or something like that. And we'll find more about that later, I guess. But yeah, it's such an iconic, I had to call somebody immediately type scene, So wonderful stuff. That's my number 2. Hatter, what is your favorite moment of the first episode?
My favorite moment came, it changed throughout the episode. My favorite moment at first was, you came in. It was
when I came in?
Definitely. When that's my favorite moment. That title card scene, like when he kills Alberto, was my favorite until we get to the end. And we get to the end, and they're sitting on the car, and they're drinking slush puppies. And it just brings you back to a kid getting suicide slush puppies because my mayor stopping by my house had it. But then you just see him as a person, but then he has no fears in that moment. He's going to take over the city in that moment. And from that moment on, he said, it's us together. It's like they're going to take over the city, or they're going to die trying. And like, it's one of those
like
moments
50 Cent said.
Yes, definitely. Get rich or die trying. Yeah, it's one of those moments where you just know that he's meant to do more, meant to be better. And there's no cares in that moment for him. He's like, well, we got this. We're going to take over the city. And he's just, what do you think of it? Right?
You in? You in?
You in? Yeah.
Are we doing this?
It's what? Yeah.
Are we doing this?
We just become best friends.
Yup. Oh man, but that was my number 1.
Great choice.
That's my number 1.
Steve.
My number 1 is just Oz's dream, or what Alberto was like. That's your fucking dream. Like just that slow push in, and just like there's this guy Rex Calabrese, and people love it, and like it's so genuine. Like here's this guy, he just wants to be respected. But he wants to earn that respect of a neighborhood, not the city of Gotham, just the neighborhood. And it's such an interesting way for them to go about this. Because usually when you think of Batman characters, they're like, we're going to take over the world. We're going to take over Gotham. We're going to kill everybody. No, he just wants to be like someone that the neighborhood can look to and help. Now, the way he gets there, I mean, he could run for Congress or city council. He could be the mayor. Who knows? A lot of ways to get there, Oz. But the way that he wants to get there is his way. And the performance is great from Colin Farrell in there. And then when he shoots Alberto and the way he, like we talked about it earlier, the way his face kind of twists and laughs, like it was such a great punctuation before it hit the credits of like, this is what the show's going to be. This is what the character motivations are. This is the vibe of the show. Strap in. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
That's my number one moment.
These are great choices, guys. It's got me all thrown because my actual choice was that the torture scene with Sophia and just her story about her time in Arkham and that just sinister. So tell me now, am I crazy?
Oh man.
That's my number one. But I love the when Sophia first enters and the whole bit with the way that they shot that. And that's a great pull, Steve. I just kind of summed it up as that title card thing there. But there's
I watch TV.
a lot that comes before it. But yeah, I'm going to go with the torture scene with Sophia, with Oswald's near panic. He thinks he's been abandoned by Vic. But 99% of why I choose that is Kristen Milioti and the slow burn. She's got this chaos element, but it's like on a string. She's holding it,
Mm-hmm.
Anyhoozle, that's my choice. It's time for our drops, which is what we're going to call our Easter eggs. I fought for penguin eggs.
He did.
But that was
not
a little
lying.
too low-hanging fruit. We're going to go with drops.
Yeah. Dragon eggs is okay. Penguin eggs, though.
They do lay eggs.
That's true.
And they sit on them in the storm, just like the porn. All right, we'll go around the table one at a time and just little tids and bits that might be from the comics, maybe from Batman lore, just whatever. Maybe it's from Wanted, which anybody could have guessed was coming.
Yeah.
Hatter, what's a drop?
So
drop some drops.
The first drop I noticed was when Penguin is going through Alberto's phone and he pulls up his calendar and he's looking for when the drop is. If you look down to the right, November 23rd, it says Gotham Knights spelled with a K.
Ooh.
Because I don't know where they're going with that on there, but I think it could be something.
What was the date?
November 23rd.
Oh, okay. I was going to see, was that the release date?
That's
of
what
Gotham Knights?
That's what I was thinking. But I looked it up too, and I was like,
October 21st, 2022 was the release of that game.
So I was like, okay, so there's something else. I don't know if that's a name of a place that he wanted to go.
I hope we
then.
get to that date in the show. And they're like, oh, there's all these knights out here.
What are these knights doing? He's in Gotham.
The Knights Convention? It's like SantaCon, but like Knights.
Santa.
That's a very Cincinnati reference. I don't know if there's SantaCons all over the place, but it's wild.
It's super specific, but I love it. Okay, so I noticed the mention of the Odessa mob and Burnley Town. Those are real things from the DC universe. The Odessa mob is kind of like the Russian mafia of this universe, and they come into play quite a bit in some different comics storylines. I doubt there'll be more than a side mention in the show, just like a fun little Easter egg for big fans. But there's a whole thing, a big gang war that had them at the center. And then Burnley Town is known as the Burnley District in the comics, usually. That is where the villain Firefly resides.
Okay.
Burnley Town. But that
I
also
love old comic books where that was always the thing. Like the guy who burns people, where does he live? Burnley Town. Ooh, this is good.
it's just it's a district in Gotham, It's north of the Sprang River, bordered by Otisburg and Newtown. And now if you played like Arkham Knight, you probably remember all these little districts and stuff that you would go to, But yeah, Bloodhaven.
I remember Bloodhaven, yeah.
That's where my guy is. That's my guy. But anyway, that's it. That's mine. What else you got there, Hatter?
So, they played, obviously, the purple, the plum, the colors. It paid homage to 66 Penguin. He started out purple and then animated series, he was kind of blue and purple suit, but they're paying homage to the old Penguin there, even though he's completely different than the 66 Penguin. Clubfoot. Just Batman.
He doesn't have the stick cigarette.
You don't have the stick cigarette, the top hat, the monocle.
We need a monocle.
I know. If he gets a monocle, I'm just gonna, you know what's gonna happen.
He would put on the monocle like it's fancy.
If you see it,
fancy people do this.
But just the little aspects of that, just throwing the colors in there to pay homage to the Penguin of the old is really cool.
That reminds me of a penguin egg or a drop, where in the 1960s Batman movie, there's a scene where they like make all these guys dust with like this, like the Riddler and Joker and Penguin and Catwoman, I think, have this like secret weapon and it turns people into dust, but then they can like drop water on them or something. And so, but anyway, but there's a scene where they like make the people dust and they're all like 1960s villains, like looking all at this pile of dust, like, look at our plan. And Penguin's, they all have a mother. And as we know, Penguin has a mother, so that's my Easter egg.
Which we did not know heretofore.
Yeah. He just was birthed out of the ground.
They mentioned Crown Point. I just want to throw out that that's a real place in Gotham. Well, it's a real fake place in Gotham.
It's also a real place in Indiana.
Famously a place where there was a confrontation between Oswald Cobblepot and Sophia Falcone. But a lot of people mention here and there throughout the comics and animated shows and stuff from Crown Point. You know, like it's like a tough, rough neighborhood to be from. They use it a lot. So I just wanted to throw that out there. What else you got?
I know Victor is a newer character, but I'm
Victor Aguilar.
Victor Aguilar. I'm looking to see. It's not really an Easter egg. I just want to see his development and if they do present him as a different character later on. Because, you know, characters get their names changed and stuff. I'm just looking to see if maybe he's an introduction to a character that has lost everything, doesn't have anything, and he makes that turn to henchman of the Gotham mob boss family, mob crime family. So
It would be very fascinating. That'd be a long arc for him.
It would be a long arc.
It'd be cool, though.
Yeah, it would be pretty neat.
They also mention Rex Calabrese, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure. I was thinking like the salad caprese.
Caprese salad.
But that's a real person from the comics as well. He really was a mob boss that ruled Gotham before Carmine Falcone took over.
Okay.
And then, of course, that Falcone before Penguin. But yeah, it's a real guy.
Who ran Gotham before Rex Calabrese?
We don't know. We don't go that far back in time. But
Tex Caputico.
He's known as the Lion, and he changes his name to Leo Leone.
Leo Leone.
And he goes to prison, and he's like sitting in a cell, and then eventually Jim Gordon gets thrown in prison, plot twist, and he's in the cell with, unbeknownst to him, fucking Rex Calabrese.
Oh, interesting.
It is kind of fun. But there's a whole thing, just a little Easter egg for the show there.
Nice.
There you go.
Anybody else have anything else to throw out there?
No.
One more thing I just wanted to mention. The Hangman is a real villain from Batman's Rogues Gallery. And it looks like they're doing something a lot different. But she was first introduced in the Long Halloween comic book series. And it is Sophia Falcone. So it seems like they're doing something different for the show, but that's like a real bat
That's
villain
really
that
cool.
we never got to see in live action, to my knowledge.
Very cool.
And now it's time for our best performance, which we didn't name the segment yet.
We didn't.
The Mob Boss, King of the Streets. Sometimes the listeners name them for
Freak
us.
in the sheets.
Ooh.
The Freak in the Sheets award goes to.
Let's just call it. Okay, we'll just say word association. First thing you guys think of. Steve, what are you going to name it? It's got to be quick. That's the whole thing.
Mob Boss.
Okay, Hatter.
The Made Men.
Made Men. Okay, I'm going to go King of the City.
King of the City.
King of the City. King of the City.
So-
that's it, I think.
We're recording a few of these episodes before you hear this one, but write in and let us know what name you want to go with.
Winnable performance.
Who are you going with there, Hatter?
Best
I
performance.
think there's two obvious answers and then a few creative ones maybe.
Yeah.
Mama Cobb.
Best performance, obviously, Colin Farrell to me. I mean, you go in and you change every aspect of the character and own it and make it your own.
Own that shit.
Own it. And he owned it. I mean, Tanya, from
We
being
could call the segment the Pussy Boy.
We could call it the Pussy Boy. The Pussy Boy of the thing.
This episode's Pussy Boy.
But he was absolutely amazing. Just the character development that he had throughout the entire first episode, going from that trying to steal the stuff at the beginning to killing Alberto, back to sniveling Weasel on top, sniveling Weasel on top, Pussy Boy in there. You got to throw that in there, and then and then at the end, just being in his mind on top. And he's like, he's putting these two families against each other, the two biggest families.
And all the flavors in one cup.
Love it. I mean, his development and his acting in that part was just absolutely amazing. And he made you love and hate the character at the same time.
Yeah.
So love it.
I agree with Hatter. Pussy boy on top. Colin Farrell is incredible. I mean, I'm so excited to see what Kristen Milioti does the rest of the season, because I feel like we're going to be handing those out to her a lot. But I mean, this episode in particular, I feel like it has to go to Colin, because he's just, to your point, made the character his own. But just that one shot of him being so happy that he killed Alberto, and then it just slowly morphs into fuck. And then when he makes himself small when he needs to, but then he kind of, like, the way he portrays that, and just even his walk is just a testament to how powerful of an actor Colin Farrell is. So I just have to give this first one, this initial Pussy Boy award, to him.
It's catching on quick.
He's going to hear this and not like it.
He's going to come to our homes and beat us up.
I'm giving it to Kristen Milioti. I really think, and this is like, I made all this up in my head, but it's like Colin Farrell, I knew. I've seen the character. Yeah. He was great in the come on, it's La Llorona, or whatever he said, right?
The bat.
Yeah, it's La Llorona. He speaks Spanish better. All that stuff. I knew it was going to be good. He's in Banshees of Inisherin. He's a fucking powerhouse. And I knew Kristen Milioti was good, but I didn't know what to expect in this universe. And I think that Colin Oscobb is only as good as he is when he's playing off of other people. I think Victor Aguilar, that character.
Oh, he was great.
That actor's fucking incredible. I wouldn't have batted an eye if somebody gave it to him. And I think
Is that Renzi Feliz?
Yeah. I think I'm going to give this award to Colin Farrell quite often. And I could easily for this episode, but I was just so shooketh at how fucking good Sophia Falcone is. And there's the sinister, but not just sinister and menacing, because there's all of that. But I think what's kind of tragic and just under the skin in that character is a normal, beautiful, intelligent woman who's never been respected, who was put in this insane asylum for a decade or however long, and abused.
Yeah.
And born of this horrible crime family, putting up with all their shit all that time. There's probably some tenderness, some sweetness in there that only Alberto got to see, which is why she's so goddamn upset that the one person that she got to be herself around is gone now. I see all of that there, and it's all through this like layered, nuanced, wonderful performance by Kristen Milioti. That's why she's the pussy boy. It's so streaming things to call it that.
Yeah, no.
Anyhoozle.
Great pick.
I hope you guys enjoyed this coverage of episode 1.
Yeah.
Tune in after today every Sunday. So it'll be like 10 days from now. It will be in episode 2 for you guys. And don't forget to join the live show on October 5th in Cincinnati. Hatter, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this. This show's amazing. And I guess I get to work with a couple of pretty good guys, I guess.
Yeah, and then you can come here whenever you're done with that.
Yeah.
And
Who are they?
I was looking around.
Pippin and Ellie.
Pippin.
Email the show at streamingthingspod@gmail.com. Thank you guys for listening. That's all the time we've got for right now. We've got to go return some videotapes. My name is Kit.
My name is Hatter.
And I'm Steve.
And this was Streaming Things, streaming the Penguin.
Happy streaming.
All right,
Penguin, you son of a bitch. You're pushing too many pencils.
What if it's just like
It's not a tumor, Penguin. It's not a tumor.
Put the cookie down. We watched the first few minutes of the Batman because Erica hasn't seen it. But we watched the first scene where like Paul Dano like hits that guy in the back of the head with the carpentry tool. And she was like, fuck, that was the most violent thing I've ever seen.
But he did kind of like almost kind of get off on killing the mayor at the beginning of that, because he was like, and he's just looking up like, oh, I did it. Oh, all over your back. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean for it to come out on your back.